The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
All right, you bastards, welcome to this week's final here on the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Hope you're doing absolutely wonderful. We're only 1 week away from our topless holiday season kickoff party.
There's going to be people at the strip club 1 week from today at this moment. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Right before 6 a.m., there'll be people ready to go and get a dance.
Yep.
Waiting for the doors to open.
That's right.
Me and Dana will be there, too.
You guys will
so
be there.
excited.
I know. What's so great is I've never seen anyone enjoy a strip club as much as Ashley.
It's my favorite time of the year.
It's my favorite thing to do is, you're at a strip club with all these beautiful women, and I got to be honest, most of them don't have tops on. But my face is glued to your face, Ashley, because I've never seen someone so happy about anything ever.
Pure joy.
That's right.
I've never been sad at the strip club.
You haven't. I love it.
It's a glorious place. We are 1 week away. We're hoping you folks will help us pack the house and provide some great Christmas gifts for the young people in need. Come next Friday, we'll be pumping out our Half-Ass Morning Show Toys for Tatas Toy Drive at Rick's Cabaret, Gentlemen's Club, downtown Minneapolis, 6 a.m. It starts early, like Josh is saying. By this time next week, there'll be derelicts lined up, peeping into the window. When do they open? It's a beautiful thing. Please help the kids out. We know you will. You always have. And then we can hang out and drink beer with hot college-age ladies. We're looking for gifts for kids of all ages. Next Friday, starting at 6 a.m. Come by and donate to a kid who could use a little help.
What I enjoy seeing even more than the people waiting outside, waiting for the doors to bust open so they get in, is when it's about 5 to 10 minutes until the bar opens. You see people kind of just slowly start shuffling, making their way over there. So like, I happen to be right by the bar when the booze starts. Look at that. I'll have a drink.
We can always tell because of the cheer.
Yeah.
As soon as they're able to serve alcohol, that loud cheer, you know what's going on. And also you can tell a regular, if they're waiting for the buffet to open, they've been there so many times, they know to get in line for the buffet early.
Yep.
New people don't do that. They're focused on everything else.
Yep.
But the ones that come every year, they're ready for breakfast.
If you don't show up, you're a heartless, terrible person. You got a week to sort it out. You got a week to work your schedule out, whatever. What's the term, Josh? You got a week.
You can plan. You come up with
To
an alibi.
plan.
You
Come
can
up with a
scheme with your coworkers and buddies.
Someone said something about a regular. We have regulars, people who have been to our Toys for Tatas toy drive year after year after year. But it brings up one of my favorite memories of hanging out at the Boom Boom Room. There was a time when I was there a lot. Some of it was work-related. The rest of it was, I just love the place. Like we were saying about Ashley. I feel comfortable. I feel great when I'm sitting in a joint like that. So I used to go into Rick's a lot and got to know some of the ladies. And one night, I was kind of a slower night, and I was just hanging out with one of the ladies that I was familiar with in the joint. There's the two of us talking at a table. And I ain't kidding you. This one dude comes shuffling in, 80, maybe 85 years old. Don't make that face, Ashley.
Sorry.
What's that? What was that face?
I'm thinking of my grandpa.
This guy was older than your grandpa. This guy was, he graduated 10 years before your grandpa did. That's how old this guy was. Don't take this away from our older citizens. She made a face as if that was terrible, that this old man. So anyway, I'm talking to this gal, and the old timer Father Time was walking in behind the lady that I was having a conversation with, so she didn't see him right away. But she kind of could see by my facial expression that someone was walking up behind her. And she turned around and she spotted this old guy. I mean, he's just shuffling. You know what I mean? Those tiny little steps that elderly guys take because he's just fragile as all hell. She turns and looks at him and she goes, I got to go. That's one of my regulars. And then she spins around. Oh, hey. Oh. Hey, Gerald, whatever his name was. And he says, oh, hello. God, I love that place. That's just a beautiful thing when that happens. Ashley says stuff. You guys ever notice that?
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. She's got some keepers over the years.
She runs hot. Today, she's already said a couple of things off air. One I agree with. The other is just silly. You want in on this, Josh?
Well, I sit in the studio with her, so I'm aware.
But have you heard these things yet?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, a couple she said before.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay, I don't remember that she said these things before. Here's one of the things that she said off air. She said, I don't think you can wear a pool glove unless you're incredible at playing pool. Now, that's the one that I agree with, and that's why I wear a pool glove.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That surprises me. You just don't seem like the type to wear one.
But I'm incredible at pool.
That is true.
Right.
You are really good at pool.
I once bowled with a guy who brought his own ball and his own glove, and I thought, oh, no, what have I gotten myself into? And he was terrible.
Yeah,
that's
see,
funny.
And I
can't
thought,
do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You have to earn it.
Exactly.
Why can't you bring your own bowling ball and your own bowling glove? I mean, if you're bad at bowling?
Well, it's the same thing as the pool glove. Or were you just setting yourself up for a joke?
I don't know.
So do you or do you not agree with that statement she made?
About the pool glove?
Yeah.
No, I disagree. Yeah, where I said I agree because I'm incredible at pool, that's a joke. I'm not incredible at pool. I wear a pool glove because it's very, very comfortable. I thought it was douchey, too.
I think you're good enough to wear a glove.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, but I went and I bought myself a pool cue. With the bag ski, what do they call it? The thing, the carrying case, right? Right. And then which I was very excited about. You know, I bought my first ever real pool cue and the carrying case. And it took me a couple weeks before I realized this, but I unzipped some kind of secret pocket on that case, and there was a pool glove in there.
Oh,
and
that's pretty cool.
I know, and
actually.
I thought, what douchebag would put this on, right? And we joked around a little bit about it at the bar. I would wear it, you know, playing pool with my buddies at the bar, and they'd say, take that friggin' thing off. You look like a more... But then I started to wear it at home, playing pool just at home, just to play. And it really is, it makes a big difference in my game. I get really irritated when the pool cue gets a little sticky on your hand, you know, on your lead hand. So that pool glove takes that stickiness away. Now I wear it all the time. I was being sarcastic when I said, you know, I agree, you have to be great, and that's why I wear one.
So you don't
have to be great. No, because it really is. It's a comfort thing, and it really does help your game.
Your mind has been changed. All right.
So with the bowling thing, if somebody shows up, they've got their own ball, they've got the glove and everything, you wouldn't expect them to be you wouldn't think it's a little silly that they've got this whole production?
Yes, I would.
Okay, yeah. See, to me, it was kind of silly. Like, I thought, oh, wow, we've got Mr. Bowler here, Mr. 300. He was worse than me.
Can't even break 100.
There's something kind of hilarious about that.
Yeah.
But, I would think, well, this guy better be good. And if he wasn't, that would be kind of funny.
It'd be like if I all of a sudden got like one of those, you know, the bicyclists who wear those the ones that are really into it, they wear those whole outfits.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be like if I got one of those
And
just to go to Cub Foods or whatever.
And you had training wheels on your bicycle.
And Well, the first day I bought my bike, I put 2.3 miles on it, and it still has 2.3 miles on it. And that was earlier this summer. Unless you count moving it around the garage, which I do.
It's wintertime now. Is it just hanging from the ceiling now?
Not just sitting in the garage.
It's just sitting there? All right, so That was the first off-air comment Ashley made this morning that I took an interest in. I don't think you can wear a pool glove unless you're incredible at playing pool. This is the one that's just silly. Josh, she said, I think pizza should be cut into squares. It tastes better that way. What are you talking about?
Something about it. It
There
just
is
tastes
nothing
better.
about it.
Yeah.
I liked the square cut pizza too, but I would think it would taste the exact same no matter the
Oh.
shape.
It just tastes better.
Cut it into the shape of a fresh turd.
And you,
It all tastes the same. It's a piece of pizza.
It's just all squiggly. It'll still taste the same.
No, and then you get those like cute little tiny corners. Those are the best ones.
And that tastes different?
Just sitting there. Yeah.
It
because
tastes
there's
different
less
that way.
toppings on that
Yeah,
one.
it's something about, I don't know. Just
It's just
I
sauce
actually
and
I feel
crust.
very strong about this. Me and my boyfriend get in an argument about it every time we order pizza.
Sometimes she runs hot and she says stuff.
Yeah, if I have a choice, I prefer the square cut. I don't really know why, but I never once thought it would taste any different than any other shape.
Oh, it's all in my head, but I swear.
All right, here's a
All in my head, but I swear.
here's a bowler, Josh. Dirt slinging Jesus. He has his own ball and shows. He says, I don't like wearing other people's shows. All
I
right.
get that.
The ball is because my thumb got mangled a couple of years ago, and it's bigger than it used to be. So I guess he needs his own ball now that he's got some kind of mega thumb from a past injury. But he says, yes, I also suck. But bowling is so much fun, and pocket billiards is so much fun. I could talk all day about bowling and pocket billiards.
I'm a dart player. I love darts.
Yeah, I'm with
Throw
Waffle.
those some bitches.
Oh, I love them.
Throw them. Don't hurt yourself.
What's that saying, Nick? People who can't play pool play darts.
Oh, I've never heard that.
I have heard that before. I have
suck
heard
at
that.
darts.
That'll get you punched in the mouth some
I
night.
know. I absolutely suck at darts
Get you
too.
a
That's
dart
probably
between
why.
the eyes.
I think it's impressive when someone's good at darts.
Yeah, me too. It is really impressive.
I can play.
Do you play cricket?
Yeah. I don't really know the other games.
Like 508.
I never really followed the other ones. But I'm a quick learner. But my arithmetic is shoddy. Just keep that in mind if we ever play darts. My arithmetic is terrible. I need one of those boards that does that.
Electric board.
Yeah, I need one that does the arithmetic for you.
But it's so satisfying when you throw the metal dart into the corked board and you just get that sound. That
Yeah.
thump.
We got a new dartboard in the basement. It's an old school cork one, and it's got a chalk scoreboard on the side. And the first couple times we were playing it, we were like trying to do the math. I'm like, screw it. There's got to be an app. There's got to be an app. So we use the app. Throw a triple 20 and a single 19. Enter it in. All right, you're up.
Oh, that's cool.
That stuff is that math will lock me up for 5-10 minutes.
If you had a couple beers, you're not going to be able to add 19, double 19 plus 17.
Folks, they get too frustrated with me. All right, at 7:30 this morning, every damn thing is going to happen all at once. Andrew DePaola is going to call us on the telephone. He's the Vikings' backup long snapper.
It's funny when you
Well, he's really
like
down
that.
the depth chart. I mean, I don't know how many they've got, but whatever it is, he's at the bottom.
Yeah, what a turn of events for Andrew DePaola. Vikings play this weekend in Tennessee. We'll pull our next listener onto the radio for their Purple Pick'em score predictions for Sunday's ball game, all right? And we're going to try and make a famous friend. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder will try and figure out who today's mystery caller is through a brand new edition of a bit we call Who Dis. Big Shot calls us on the telephone. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder, they don't know who it is. And through a series of yes or no questions, God help us, I hope they're able to figure out who it is without too much trouble, or else Randy and Brad will make us look like a bunch of jackasses. But we've had some fun with our Who Dis segment, and I'm looking forward to this one too.
Ashley, you're getting plenty of support of people who agree with you that square cut does taste better.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, that's news to me. That's
I knew
good.
somebody
And I'm a
would have my
square
back.
cut guy.
Yep. And that's usually what you get at bars too. So maybe that's why. That's where I mostly eat all my pizza.
That's where you eat most of your meals, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. What else is going on, Josh?
Well, I've had better nights than I did last night.
Oh, no.
My wife thinks I want to hump our dogs.
Oh.
And I don't want to blame you guys, but you have something to do with it. Yeah, was it yesterday we were
So
talking?
you don't want to do that? You don't want to hump the dogs?
No, I do not. No, and that was kind of my point last night.
This is bizarre.
Was it yesterday when we were talking about the reputations people get in school, when they could be rumors that might not have ever happened?
I believe that was yesterday.
The hot dog girl.
Yeah, we talked about the peanut butter person who would put peanut butter in an intimate area and invite their pets to consume it.
We did, yeah. Was your wife listening to that segment?
Well, I found out she was not.
She was not.
I assumed she was, So last night we're cuddling there with our puppies.
Oh, my God, you and the wife and the dogs all cuddling together.
It's like a regular thing.
Oh.
And so I said,
Disgusting.
I don't know how people could change the relationship with their beloved pets by putting peanut butter down there and having them lick it off. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, well, no, I'm just saying, I could never do that. Wait, I don't understand. It would change our relationship. I'd never look at the dog the same and vice versa.
It's bestiality,
Yeah.
some would say.
And she's like, why are you thinking about something like that right now? As the dog's head is on my lap. And I'm like, well, no, you don't understand. I'm like, from the show today. And so she hadn't heard it. And so I think, talking about this rumor, right, how the rumors or feelings about other people get started, I think she thinks I'm a dog humper.
She's going to go tell all her coworkers.
Because she didn't hear the segment. And even though I explained why I was thinking it, I don't think that calmed her in any way.
No, that's sus.
She's unable right now to shake the thought that you just came up with that out of nowhere. She did not hear the prior conversation.
Yeah, she thought I was laying there wishing that I had peanut butter on my privates.
My damn.
Yeah.
Well, she knows you better than that, but...
I asked her if it worked with wives. She said no, but maybe cheesecake.
Oh.
Maybe if I was to put some cheesecake down there, she couldn't resist.
Yeah, wow. She must have thought for a second, oh, my husband has lost his mind.
Yeah, and the problem is I have a guilty conscience. So even though I was completely innocent, I felt guilty, and I bet my delivery made it sound like I had something going on.
Did your voice get higher pitched?
Yeah, even though, for whatever reason, if I'm accused of something, I feel as if I did it, even if I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, once in a while I'll make a movie quote or something in front of the friggin' wife, assuming, well, this is a famous movie quote. Everyone knows this, and she has no idea about the quote, and then she just thinks I'm a crazy person spitting ridiculous words out of my mouth that are totally out of context. I've sort of been there, but I've never been looked at as a dog humper.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to shake with any family member or friend.
That's how I'm seen at home now.
Didn't we used to know a guy, Josh, whose girlfriend legitimately accused him of wanting to have sex with not only his dog, but his girlfriend legitimately accused him of wanting to have sex with his sister?
Yes.
Heck no.
It was both of those, not one or the other. It really was both.
I think that might be two different people.
Oh.
But certainly there was one, the sister.
Yep.
And you know what? As he presented her evidence and he presented, can you believe how crazy she is? We started to think, oh, my God, he wants to have sex with his sister.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
She was onto something.
The sister thing, Josh is exactly right.
Because at first we're like, oh, dude, what's her problem? Why
Right.
would she say something like that?
And then he started running down the examples.
When he ran down and ran through all the evidence, we said, well, dude, do you want to bang your sister? Because
Remember, he went on a romantic vacation to Paris with her.
Okay.
Just the two of them. And they've got other siblings, and they had significant others, but they went together.
it was very funny because he really thought we were going to dive over to his side and
we
say,
were at first.
well, just at the very beginning, we were on his side. But then by the end of the conversation, we kind of sided with his girlfriend.
Yeah, she was onto something.
You don't go to Paris with your damn sister.
No, absolutely not.
He did that, and he acted as if that didn't mean anything. That sort of means something.
Yeah, unless I was dying, I can't imagine me and my brother going somewhere that romantic together.
the most romantic spot in the world.
Yeah.
At the very least, that just makes you strange. At the very least, it just makes you strange to agree to go to Paris, France with just the two of us.
Well, the whole family had to go. No, just the two of us.
Yeah, they've got a large family. They both had significant others, but they went together.
I would not want to be There's a word. Boy, it's an easy one, too. You know, a lot of times it's just an easy word. I would not want to be, I'll just have to go this route because I can't come up with a word. Accused. I would not want to be accused of being a sister or a dog humper. That would make me very uncomfortable.
I'm trying to think which would be better, and I got to say the sister humper would be better.
It would be better.
Yeah,
Not by much,
definitely.
though.
By quite a bit, I think. By quite a bit.
Yeah, one's a dog.
Right. One Dana?
One's a dog.
One's an
Yes,
animal.
Waffle, yes.
Yeah, I
And it
guess
has
I was more
no
just thinking
consent.
neither of them is good.
You've got a sister and you've got a dog. Wapple's right. One of them is a dog.
Although, you know what? I've seen a couple of your sisters. I'd rather have sex with the dog.
Oh, my God. Dude. That's a mean thing to...
Now, here's a guy that's just going for a joke because I've never seen your sisters. And I bet they're very much more humpable than any dog out there.
I think you've met one.
Oh, have I met one of your sisters?
Yeah, you've met one.
Oh,
I thought that was a dog. There's another mean comment a guy made.
Okay, listeners, some of our listeners are remembering this ex-friend of ours who was accused by his girlfriend of wanting to have sex with his dogs and also accused by the same girlfriend of wanting to have sex with his sister. A couple of listeners have texted in to say this ex-friend of yours, isn't it true that the first set of boobs he ever saw in his life were that sister's boobs? And I believe the answer to that is yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
They were playing like a board game, and she bent over, and she had kind of a loose sweater on.
Right.
And I think he commented that they were nice. And
Oh, dude.
now, who would talk about seeing a family member's breasts?
Right.
I can't imagine.
Just disrespectful.
And then follow up and say how great they were.
Someone who's got a problem.
That's
someone a
icky.
little sick.
That's a dog humper right there.
Yeah. The first set of cans he ever saw were the ones attached to the same sister that he then took to Paris for a romantic week together.
And there was some other evidence, too. I wish I could remember, but...
Well, other than the fact that he was just a strange, perverse person. He was perverse. Would you agree, Josh,
Oh,
with that
yeah,
word describe?
yeah.
He perverse.
Not like normal horny, like weird horny.
He'll be that 85-year-old guy that shuffles into the boom boom room, like I described earlier. And I'll be right there next to him, I'll be totally honest with you. If he wants to walk in with me, he can walk in with me. I'll be 91, he'll be 85. That was an old song, wasn't it, Josh? I'll be 91 and you'll be 85.
Oh, I don't recognize that.
That's because it never happened.
Oh.
It never friggin' happened. All right. So we're loading up for a nice Friday. We're hoping it goes by awful fast. But we are looking forward to Who Dis, get a listener on air, get some predictions for that friggin' game. And by God, there was one other thing, and I forgot. Oh, backup long snapper from the Minnesota Vikings, Andrew DePaola.
He'll be joining us.
Hell of a deal. You're a great crowd. We'll take a little break. Come right back here on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Former Navy SEAL Sean Ryan shares real stories from real people from all walks of life on The Sean Ryan Show.
Who is somebody you'd like to see on the show?
I think Tommy would be really funny.
I would love to interview Tommy Lee.
I was on a tour bus with Tommy Lee. I stayed on tour. We went to a few shows, and he drops me off. And my mom sees this Motley Crue tour bus because my mom obviously knows who Tommy Lee is. She's like, "You were just with Tommy," and I was like, "Yeah."
The Sean Ryan Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, everybody. Everybody and all of y'all. The sooner you're made aware of this, the better. I am sorry you had to hear it from us. with society already in sad shape. We're on our way out. Any day now. It's hard to believe we could sink any damn lower, but we have. And it comes in the form of another effing scam. Another pathetic scam. Cops in California. They're saying, by damn, a grown-ass man dressed up as a bear in order to damage motor vehicles and then collect insurance payouts.
I love the creativity a lot.
That's one of those things where you want to be mad, but you're kind of like the guy dressed up like a bear.
How good is the bear costume? Have you seen it?
There are pictures of the bear costume, Ashley, that this supposed adult was wearing around town, and you just won't believe that this is real life. You won't believe it's real life. The bear costume, somewhat believable, especially if you saw it in the dark. And the cops out there in California are saying, if you're going to dress up like a bear to commit insurance fraud, at least dress up like a bear that exists in your state. And we'll get to that. But 4 guys were involved in this effing Looney Tunes nonsense. So, from what I can understand, the boys submitted a video to an insurance company or two of a brown bear making its way into a 2000+10 Rolls Royce. The video was made at night, and the bear rips the living hell out of the car. That was their bit. Look at this. Look what happened to our Rolls Royce. The bear. See the bear right there in the video? And there's a grown man in a bear costume, kind of, on all fours, walking, acting like it. Then it gets in the car and it goes crazy. And they said, look at this. We need some money for this. It's terrible. Well, when folks took a close look at the video, they realized that the bear was just a friggin' human being in a bear costume.
Wait a minute.
How embarrassing. I didn't mean the bear part, but can you imagine, it's what we were just talking about this maybe off air yesterday. It's like a trick play in football, where if it goes well, you look like a strategic genius, but when it goes poorly, you look so foolish. And I think this is the same situation.
It's a great comparison.
Yeah. This is up on 93x.com, too, by the way.
Like if on this person's deathbed, they find out he's the great bear car ripper-upper, you think, whoa, there's going to be movies about this guy.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But now it's so stupid.
It's so awful. These clowns, they had done this on other occasions, too. They had made similar stupid-ass videos of bears tearing up motor vehicles where it was just a dude in a bear suit.
When you said there were multiple guys involved in this scam, I was hoping there was like a 2-man bear suit, like one of those 2-man horse costumes. There's 2. One guy's operating the front, the other guy's operating the back.
You never want to operate the back.
No.
I don't care what animal you and your friend are mimicking. Mm-hmm. To be the ass end is miserable.
There's a stuntman and actor. His name is Glenn Ennis. Glenn Ennis. And
Glennis.
He was in The Revenant, right? So when he was in the bear outfit for some of the scenes, and he joked that he could have dominated. Had he had that opportunity, he would have gotten away with it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, he was good in that movie. The police eventually found a bear costume at one of these 4 dudes' houses. And you mentioned there's something up on our website. You can see the pictures of the bear costume laid out on the floor. They had used meat claws to mimic the claws of a bear.
I was just going to bring that up. I was like, you use that to pick meat off the grill or make it into, pulled pork.
Oh, no way. That's what they were using. Yeah. I didn't even notice that when I looked at the picture.
That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, it's kind of clever.
Oh, that's funny.
So as they were tearing the ass out of these vehicles, dude used meat claws to mimic bear claws. And like Wapple was saying, apparently a meat claw is a tool you might use in the kitchen if you're cooking up some carcass. Again, 4 dudes were dialed into this scam They range in age from 26 to 39 years. And like I was saying earlier, the cops in their neighborhood are busting their balls. The derelicts were using a brown bear costume. The cops say that no brown bear has been seen in the state of California in 100 years. California only has black bears. But, whatever. They were close enough, if you ask me. That's the cops trying to save a little face with that. Well, you're not even using a bear that's native to your state. They were close enough.
Did you see in the video the marks that they made with the claws to try to mimic a bear? Those do not look like bear claw marks. Nope. They're so gentle, like a little scratch.
I wonder if, to improve it, if they had brought some bear droppings in there or something like that, That would have been a good call. I was trying to think how the costume, when you watch it, and especially when you know it's fake going into it, you can tell they should have had a bigger guy in there or a smaller bear costume. There's a lot of wrinkles that don't make any sense.
Get some bear urine, too. Throw that in there.
Now these fools have to tell their families, their parents, why they're going to go off to prison. That ought to be something to behold.
There's just so much about this. How would the bear open the door? If this was legit, why would this one bear be very gung-ho on destroying all these cars? What?
Right.
Come on, use your brain. There's 4 of you that are this dumb.
That's what's so great about modern technology, Ashley, is you can find like-minded morons or whatever thing you're into. You can find people that are like-minded.
I was just thinking that. I would like to have been a fly on the wall for the planning session between these 4 guys. From concept to execution, how they came up with the idea and every step along the way. I bet that was awesome.
Yeah, just like that, watching them purchase the costume, think of the meat hooks. Guys, I got this. We need meat hooks. We need those.
Yeah, these friggin' guys. Can you imagine telling your mother about that? Josh, what does this say here now? This did work at least once or twice. The Jagoffs did snatch around $140,000 away from a couple of insurance companies. It worked.
Those insurance adjusters, I guess the investigators, from what I've heard, are very, very good at their job.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely, they are.
It's tough to get away with.
Oh, that would suck to be the one that gave up $140,000 out of the fake bear. That's going to come up at the holiday party.
Yeah, you're right.
They must have been fairly good at this, the bear imitator fellas, because cops went as far as to have a biologist review the bear videos to be sure that this was a fake bear.
That poor biologist probably.
I'm sure.
I
bet they love it.
Laughter. Yeah.
Can you imagine
are
how
you serious?
fun?
Why did you call me? You can't tell this is fake.
That would break up the game.
Ashley, they must have been somewhat good at it. They did make $140,000, and if they were terrible at it, the cops could have noticed themselves. This is a dude in a bear coat. They had to call a biologist, and I'm with Josh. You know how boring it probably is to be a biologist? Then the local cops call you and say, we need you to come down and inspect some video. Well, hell yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Hell yeah, that sounds like
Keep me
fun.
out of this lab.
They're at a lab handling sperm all day or something.
Yeah.
They probably are handling. Josh, how often didn't you know a biologist that said 99 days out of 100 they're just handling feces or sperm?
That was pretty much their only. that was like their qualifications.
Get the sperm guy in here.
If you work some places, they might say you have to be able to lift 50 pounds. There, it's just you have to deal with a lot of splooge and poop. Book nerd Shiza said she has seen quite a few videos of bears opening doors. And you know what? There's quite a few texts coming in saying, if there's food in there, a bear can get in.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Usually it takes them a while. But yeah, they do figure it out. Yeah.
I didn't know they were that smart.
Yeah.
Here's someone that texted in a photo and said, this is what happened when a bear got into our car in California. That bear did some damage.
Yeah, we had a black bear that got into our cabin a couple times.
Were you friends after a while?
Well, we were never there. I was never there when it got into the cabin. But this sumbitch just turned it upside down. It's terrible. It tips your refrigerator over, takes a big deuce on the carpet and whatnot. But it was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I got to admit. So the old man finally put some 2x4s with nails in it by this. It kept coming through this window, or at least attempting to. And then he put some 2x4s with nails and covered it up with grass and what. And then the poor bear, I guess, stepped on one of the. At least he never came back after that. He hurt himself.
Oh.
Yeah, Mom, I'm going to jail. Well, what happened? Well, I put on a bear costume. And you know what meat claws are? Do you know what those are?
Yeah, I'm missing them.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu, Jesus said, bear claws and meat claws. Today was the first day the stupid news ever induced hunger. Yeah, usually it goes the opposite way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
I'll promise I'll do my best here. But I do not speak this language at all. It says here now, who needs a smartphone when you can have smart nails? We're talking about something called NFC manicures. They're the latest nail trend. NFC stands for Near Field Communication, don't you know? So it's a tiny little chip. If you're goofy enough to go ahead with an NFC manicure, they put that little techie chip, they stick it to your fingernail. They say it's no different than any other nail decal sticker. If removed delicately, it can be reused. They stick it to your nail. It allows you to, let's see here. The chip allows you to, your nail to act similar to a QR code. What does that do for you? I don't know. So here's some more information from someone who does. There are two types of NFC nail chips. One is like a microchip that you can encrypt with data, a website, a Spotify song. It can link you to Instagram. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah, remember when you and Josh went out to lunch or dinner that one time and you guys were waiting for a menu?
Yes.
You had to use that little square thing on the table?
There was a
with your
squiggly
phone?
thing on the table, yes.
That's a QR code.
Okay.
So then once you use that on your phone, it brings up the menu.
Okay.
Online.
And so they put something on your fingernail that you point at that squiggly square?
No, that you would point your phone at, and
Yeah.
your phone would pull up whatever website you link to your nail.
All right. You guys are doing a great job. I still don't get it. Simply tapping your nail on someone's phone can bring up an Instagram or TikTok page. And they say this is just the beginning of NFC manicure technology.
Do you think this would go anywhere, Ashley? Would you find any... I mean, you know, it's got a cool factor, sort of. But would there be any practical purpose for this?
If I was able to link it to my Apple Pay, that would be pretty cool.
Oh,
Well, it sounds like, with the NFC, right? Isn't that kind of what those, pay with your phone technology?
Oh, yeah, so that's pretty cool. That I could see that taking off. I would think you'd have to be pretty conceited, but I could see it actually working just where people can be like, yeah, follow me on Twitter. Here's my nail.
Here's my OnlyFans
Yeah.
nail.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, OnlyFans. I could definitely see it taking off with that demographic.
We've just become so weird.
Link to your porn page.
Oh, I bet OnlyFans. Yeah.
Or you could just have
you're
it linked to something like some crazy, awful video.
You're right, Ashley.
So if they put one of these stickers on your fingernail, Josh, you would know what to do with it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any interest in it, but yeah. I just don't see how practical that really is.
What if you lose it, like on a date?
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be dangerous. How do you keep it safe?
Then they have your QR code.
Yeah, they clean your bank account out.
Yeah, you definitely want to do some cleaning. You know what? What if so I've got my my follow-up colonoscopy coming up in May. Maybe I stick a QR code up there. I don't know. Does the camera that they scope with, would that go to a web page of some sort?
How crazy would that be?
Dude.
I'll just write a nice note to the doc you can look at.
Thank you.
I don't know what's going on.
He's looking for polyps, and all of a sudden, my OnlyFans page pops up for him.
But I do remember that night. I do remember the night that Josh and I were sitting at that bar and grill, and we thought, boy, the service here sucks. We've been sitting there for a half hour. No one stopped by to say dick to us. And then we finally grabbed a waitress and said, yeah, we'd we'd like to order a beer before we friggin' dehydrate over here. And she said, oh, just point your thing at the thing on the table. And there was that square thing and the squiggly. I didn't know what the hell was. Josh figured it out.
Yeah, I like real menus.
You know, this is hilarious. We're getting so many texts saying the same thing. They would connect the nail to get rickrolled.
Oh, that would be funny.
Is this already a thing, or does everybody just have the same thought? I mean, plenty of texts are saying just to do that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what being rickrolled is, right?
Sure.
Okay, so like that's what the website would be pointed to, or the QR code would point to that website. And a few people are saying you just put it on the middle finger.
I did see, I saw an ad for a sweatshirt, and it had just a QR code on the front and the back. So when people scanned it, it went to a page that just said F you. Oh. So that would be kind of funny if you put it on your middle finger.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Cute little bit.
I bought like the domain names for a lot of people in my family, right? So we could hold on to them. And for my stepdaughter, I had it linked to the definition of hoe. And not the kind you use in a garden.
No.
As a joke. And I said, hey, look at this real quick. I'm going to make a change. But she loved it so much, it's been there for years.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm just unable to follow this kind of stuff, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And you've got a lot of great ideas as to where you can go with it. Who here could use a new pair of pants?
I could.
Always.
I just bought a pair for the first time in a very long time.
You know who could have used a new pair of pants back when I was going to Widston Elementary School in Wayzata? There was a kid in my grade named Kenny, and the sumbitch wore the same pants to school every day, so he gave him the nickname Same Pants Kenny.
Creative.
Yeah.
He was a pimp. And before anyone claims that I was some bully and I was picking on a poor kid or something, Kenny's family was rich. He just didn't care. And we were bros. Bros can call each other names. And when we graduated high school, he even signed my yearbook, Same Pants Kenny. All right, back to pants. Oh, and hiking comes into play here. Easily one of the dumbest and most pointless activities known to man, hiking. Apparently, there's a new pair of AI-powered hiking pants available that gives you 40% more leg power.
Oh.
These are really cool.
Yeah, I've heard that they are working on this. And maybe some already use it, like in certain jobs. It helps people out. Get a physical job.
AI-powered hiking pants that give you 40% more leg power. And that makes me think back to when we first met, Josh. You were planning on removing your real legs and fitting yourself with robot legs?
Yeah. And I'd be taller, for sure.
That plan never really got off the ground, did it?
Expensive.
I keep sidetracking myself here. New hiking pants. There's a built-in exoskeleton on each pant leg that helps you push off while going uphill. Then they lighten the load to protect your knees while coming back down the hill.
That would be nice.
They're called Mogo pants, which is short for mountain goat. The orders are set to ship next year. I think what I mean when I say that is give it a year and then you'll be able to buy some. You can pre-order them online right now. And all the hiking pants people want in trade is $5,000.
Oh,
that's
boy.
it, man.
I guess.
I thought it was going to be more than that.
Yeah.
$5,000.
I thought it would be a lot less.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like 1,000.
They look cooler than I would have thought.
They're up on 93x.com.
I bought one in every color they provide.
I call hot pink.
They're part of a new trend called move wear, clothing that literally helps you move around. There are motors in your pants that increase your leg strength. It makes you feel 30 pounds lighter. They're the world's first powered pants.
This would probably be really helpful for people that have like certain health conditions.
Or they want to improve their basketball skills quickly.
By damn, Ashley. And Josh is right, too. I wonder if I could dunk with these damn things.
That's what I would think. Like, cool. People that you play, front the driveway basketball with, all of a sudden go, how come he can dunk now and spectacularly?
Cubby's tossing me alley-oops, and I'm just hanging from the rim like 1993 Chris Webber. Ashley, what did you say a minute ago? This would help people who have problems. It says they're designing these to make hiking more accessible to people who may not have the endurance for it. 3 hours to charge them up. The battery automatically recharges while you're walking downhill. Well, that means I can go right back up to the top of the hill again.
That's really cool. It's like an electric car.
Do they look beyond ridiculous?
The pants?
Yes.
No, not at all.
No.
It's way more subtle than I would have thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like Robo leg pants.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be kind of something out of like RoboCop, but no, not at all.
Man, I thought Same Pants Kenny was pretty cool in his Tough Skins back in 1981. If he would have had one of these, if you'd had a pair of these Robo pants. You can rent them. Okay, so they're very expensive, like I mentioned, but apparently there's going to be an option at some, what do you call those places? Parks and whatnot, resorts. There's a word I'm missing. You'll be able to rent them for $80 an hour or something like that.
Oh, that's, kind of how you can rent like walking sticks or walking shoes.
You can?
Yeah.
I didn't know those things.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yeah, usually at like big
National
state
parks.
Yeah, national
That's what I was
parks.
going for. National parks, state parks. Yeah.
Josh's mom's Master Jesus said, what if you crap those $5,000 pants? Machine washable?
No.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah, that's true. How would you wash them?
Well, you can pull the exoskeleton
thing off.
part right out.
Oh, you can separate it. Okay.
Medical device Jesus said that he can dunk without those pants. Get some, he said.
That's sweet.
Well, yeah, it doesn't count when you're 7'8".
No.
Oh, that's true. I forgot he's very tall.
What's the point of bragging about being able to dunk when you're 7'8"?
Does he
Yeah,
even
it'd be
have to
embarrassing
jump?
if you couldn't jump or you couldn't dunk.
I can dunk, he says. Well, yeah, you should be able to. For
I mean,
Christ's sake.
it's still cool. Don't get me wrong.
What if you're at the top of the hill, these pants break, and now you're just stuck by yourself?
Oh.
You can't get back down.
Well, you're gonna
walk down
What do
the
you mean?
hill?
You can't go down manually?
Well, if people, they need aid.
What am I talking about? What?
Like if they need
people
aid
well, then
'cause
you
they
call
can't hike.
you call a helicopter.
Oh, boy.
What do you call it? A rescue helicopter.
No,
I've heard stories.
I would hope you're not in that terrible of shape to where you get to the top of the mountain, your Esco pants break, and you cannot get down to the. You shouldn't be there in the first place.
Good thing I got this sled to go down.
That reminds me of this. I'm still embarrassed by this. I was at not Ridgedale, Rosedale. I was at Rosedale with a buddy, and I go out to my car, and my key fob didn't work. And I sat there, and I'm like, oh my God, how do I get in my car? I don't know what to do. And I have a key right on my key. It took me too long to realize I could have used the key. I was so used to the key fob.
Right.
I felt like a moron. So can you imagine? You spend 2 weeks up there and go, oh, I could have just walked using my legs.
Yeah.
You've chewed all the flesh off your forearm to survive, and all the while you could have just walked your sad ass to the bottom like a normal human being. All right.
Boy, did I feel like a dope. Thank God nobody came up to me and asked if I needed help. That would have been even worse.
I really wish you would have called AAA or something.
The guy's like, oh, yeah, I got a solution. Let's use that key that's right on your keychain. That'll be $300.
Yep.
This will make communists like Ashley happy. This here next story. They're banning Crocs from schools
Good.
because kids keep tripping over them, and then they go down, and then the cool kids kick their ass.
Isn't that what you like most about Crocs, Nick? That it's tripping kids left and right?
Yeah. They're banning Crocs from schools. It says here a growing number of schools are banning Crocs for safety reasons. The schools say children keep tripping over their own feet and getting injured.
Are they tough to walk in? I've never put a pair on.
No.
I just did for the first time a couple weeks ago. You got to put them in sport mode.
Yep.
But kids are stupid. You got to remember
mode.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
adventure
don't know how
mode.
to
Yeah,
walk.
that's what it is. You put it in adventure mode, Dana.
Oh, okay.
You pop that little heel holder on her in the back.
Oh, just so they don't slide off?
Yeah.
I never knew it would come to this, but Crocs are now banned in some schools in at least 12 states. The schools, I should say, are sending out memos now to families, emails and such, that say all students must wear closed-toe shoes for safety, in parentheses, no Crocs. A place called Jonesboro High School in Georgia set up a Croc ban last year. Any kid caught wearing Crocs in school got in-school suspension.
Oof.
One tired old school nurse at one of these anti-Croc schools, she said, whenever a kid mentions a foot injury, the first thing I say is, I bet you were wearing Crocs.
Oh, I love her. She's just a Croc hater.
You are a Croc hater.
The folks behind Crocs, the inventors and whatnot, I'm sure they're not crazy about their shoes getting banned, but I doubt they're too worried about it. They're still selling them up and down. They're doing fine. But I bet they never saw this coming. What are you talking about? You're banning us from schools like we're a porno mag or something? We're a pair of shoes.
This reminds me of when I was in middle school. They tried to ban, or it might have been high school, but they tried to ban yoga pants. Like leggings or... Yeah, that didn't
much
work
ass.
out.
Too seductive.
Exactly. That didn't work out very well. The next day, it was like organized amongst the women to wear yoga pants to school. So they were like, all right, well, that's obviously not going to work. We take that back.
Showing too much ass.
Oh.
Angry bus driver Jesus said they banned pajama bottoms and got rid of pajama day at his high school because girls kept getting pantsed.
Oh, that's gross. But
I thought you were going to say
sucks.
boners.
Yeah.
Well, no, the pantsing led to the boners.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that the pajama pants got banned because, a young kid pops a boner and then there's nowhere to go with it when you got pajama pants on. There's nowhere to hide that pig. But you didn't say that, did you?
No. Back to the first story about the bear and how smart bears are. Eastbound at sundown, Jesus disagrees at the bear intelligence. People are saying, hey, they're real smart. They can get into your car, no problem if there's food in there. Bears aren't as smart as you think, says Eastbound at sundown, Jesus. A bear once broke into my car, stole my wallet, figured out my PIN code, withdrew money from an ATM, and bought a bunch of steaks at Von Hansen's. But he didn't realize the ATM had a camera. What a dumb bear. Yeah, what an idiot. That's true. That's a great camera they've got on those ATMs.
By the way, back to yoga pants being banned at school. I said, you're showing too much ass. Hot Cocoa, she says, Wawa, she texted in and said, maybe she's the same age as you, Ashley, I'm not sure, but she said it wasn't the ass that the school was worried about, it was the camel toe.
Oh, I guess I'm not sure. It wasn't really specified. I just assumed it was because of the butt.
Camel toe was the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
I remember when yoga pants first came out, I thought, is that designed to accentuate a camel toe, or why do they make those?
Some of them are.
Oh, are they really?
They just because of the way that they're made. Yeah, I specifically pick my yoga pants strategic. Strategically.
So they don't.
Yeah, so they don't, or not too pronounced.
It really is such a hell of a thing to think that nowadays at a school, if you see the list of banned items, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, weapons, drugs, Crocs, what the hell?
That's kind of funny, when you watch a Netflix show or something, and at the beginning it'll pop up there and say, hey, just so you know, there's graphic violence, there's assault scenes, there's drug use, smoking.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
That always makes me giggle, too.
And some of these things, at first I'm like, oh, boy, I don't know if this show's for us. And then, whoa, smoking, no way.
It blows my mind that there are families in America who have to, how do I say this, who only see smoking on television. You know what I mean?
That is weird. What?
Oh, my God. The kids might see someone smoke a cigarette on television. I didn't have to watch television to see smoking.
No, I could just walk out to the garage.
Anywhere that I went. Anywhere.
In the commune I grew up with, 4 adult chain smokers.
Yeah.
They didn't go out to the garage. It was just wherever they were.
Right.
They never went outside or the garage.
Hell no. God.
I
was
didn't even know
lucky.
you could do that.
My mom was a clean freak, so she didn't like the cigarette smoke in the house, but I don't understand.
You guys didn't have ashtrays overflowing in every room of the house like we did?
No, only in the garage. But the thing is the garage is connected to the house. So the house still smelled like smoke all the time. It made no sense.
That's crazy.
I got in trouble for smoking a couple times. And I've never smoked, but I had to teachers or friends' parents assumed I did just because, my grandma would have a cigarette hanging out of her mouth when she was doing laundry.
Right.
That's helpful.
That's so crazy to me. that there are kids out there who only see smoking on television. Okay, in sad-ass Seattle, Washington, everyone there is always so sad, aren't they, Josh?
In Washington? What's the rain?
Seattle.
Yeah.
They're so sad, and the grunge music makes everyone even more sad.
It is kind of a sad genre.
Yeah.
I mean, before we were talking about having fun and all that kind of stuff with hair metal, and then, it was everything sucks.
Can you imagine living in Seattle? Boy, I had a terrible week at work. You guys want to go to a bar and watch a band, right? And then there's some grunge band singing about how life is a total nightmare. Jesus Christ, can we get someone needs to pick up my spirits around here, not this grunge act wearing their grandma's sweaters up there looking filthy. Someone cheer these people up in Seattle. There's an iconic spot there in the city called the Gum Wall, where I believe folks stop by.
I've heard of it.
Oh.
I've seen it. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross. Yeah, I agree.
The Gum Wall. Folks stop by and stick their ABC gum to the brick wall, to a brick wall. And if you went to grade school, you probably remember that ABC gum stands for already been chewed gum. So if you're in Seattle, you got a piece of gum in your yapper, you stop over, you stick it to the gum wall with the thousands of other gross effing wads. Or if you want to grab some gum off the wall and check to see if it's got any flavor left, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, that made me shiver.
What do you think of this? So when my daughter was real young, I'm going to say 5, 6, 7-ish, like spearmint gum and things like that was she called it spicy.
Oh, typical.
She thought it was too spicy, so my wife would chew the spice out of it for her.
Stop this.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right where you are.
It to her?
Yeah.
That's just a mom and a daughter.
I know, but I always thought that's kind of nasty. Come on.
I want to throw up.
For some reason, that doesn't bother me.
The story that I have here now, here's the update on the gum wall. I didn't. You guys you had already heard of the gum wall. You know all about it, but here's the latest. Someone upped and cleaned the gum wall the other day, and that was the first time it had been cleaned in 5 years. Pictures, if they're up on our website, I don't know. Do you have pictures of the gum wall?
No, I do not, but I can put them up there.
All right. Pictures will help you better understand what this wall looks like if you're unfamiliar. I was. The gum wall started in the year of 1990. Locals started sticking their chewing gum on the wall. Since those days, the wall has grown, and now it's massive, and it's really tough to look at. It's more than 8 feet high and 54 feet wide.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to look at that.
In 2015, the gum wall was cleaned for the first time in 20 years, and 1 ton of chewing gum and other gross dried loogies and such was scraped clean off the wall. And then they ate it.
No, they did not.
The citizens of Seattle, because of their sadness, they ate it.
Oh.
Here's your gum back.
And now everybody has mono.
But they cleaned it again. I don't know. Look at the pictures. They cleaned the gum wall, Josh.
You know, gum, I used to have gum all the time. I guess I haven't in a while. I've never been able to blow a bubble, and I'm so jealous of people that can.
Wait, really?
I've tried so many times. People have given me advice. I know the process. But oftentimes what happens when I try is like the first couple times nothing happens, and the third I accidentally spit the gum right out of my mouth.
That is actually adorable, Josh.
That's really interesting.
Can everyone here do it?
Yeah, I can't remember a time where I couldn't.
You can't blow a bubble with chewing gum.
No, and like the people that could just be in the middle of a conversation and after a sentence they've blown 3 bubbles. I've never been able to. That and gleek. Before I die, I want to be able to blow bubbles and be able to gleek on purpose. I can do it not on purpose, where it's usually embarrassing. I'd love to be able to do those 2 things.
I want you to blow a bubble. That bothers me that you don't know how.
We got some gum in the studio right now.
Do we really?
You need some Hubba Bubba, something that really
That's what people
stretchy.
tell me, that's the good stuff. I thought of one more thing I wish I could do with my mouth. I wish I could do the deal where you put your fingers in your mouth and do the super loud whistle.
Oh, dude,
my gym teacher whistle.
Yeah, my mom and my boyfriend can do that, and they've tried to teach me so many times, but it makes no sense to me.
I can't do that either, Josh. I'm also, I guess maybe you'd say, orally challenged. I'm a very sloppy spitter.
Are you really? I'm surprised because you chew. You'd think you'd be really good at it.
I'm not talking about when you have a big, delicious wad of chew juice in your yap. Well, even then, you know how some folks can, and it's like a perfect wad of spit goes sailing.
I can do that.
Really
got
lucky?
You got the spread shot.
It's sloppy.
Me too.
I'm a good spitter, and I can actually spit gum very well. But those other things I've never been able to do.
I'm with everyone else. I'd like to see you try to blow a chewing gum bubble.
But it'll be embarrassing.
We'll have to get some good stuff in the room here in the studio sometime.
So I do have that big league chew at home.
Oh,
I can bring that in on Monday.
That would work perfectly.
Oh, I thought that'd be more difficult because that stuff's usually so cardboardy.
Get the Hubba Bubba.
Yeah. So this is really weird. I mentioned that I've always wanted to be able to blow bubbles. There are so many people, according to text here, in our listening audience, named Bubbles.
Yes.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
That must have been a common name in whatever year you were born.
I couldn't dive properly until I was about 30 years old.
Oh, I couldn't either.
That's a little more difficult, I think.
Well, I'm not trying to compare it to blowing a bubble. I'm just, I thought we would throw out some things that maybe we should be able to do, but we can't. I would always turn myself completely over and land on my back.
Oh, all right. That's a little extra. You have to go out of the way to try to do that.
No, you don't. I would always I couldn't really dive. I've never been a strong swimmer.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Tonight, Netflix takes you in the ring for the main event. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. But don't miss the undercard with more fights between boxing legends and YouTube stars like George Foreman versus the I Like Turtles kid.
I like turtles.
Manny Pacquiao versus the Chocolate Rain guy. Sugar Ray Leonard versus the Grape Stop lady. And Evander Holyfield versus the Dramatic Chipmunk. Don't miss it.
That's friggin' great.
Jimmy Fallon.
Might as well. If the main event's going to be ridiculous, all the undercard should be ridiculous also. I think if they were unable to use those great ideas, I think it would be fitting if every undercard bout tonight for this patty cake Mike Tyson versus the YouTube kid match, every pairing on the undercard should be a 58-year-old versus a 27-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, well, I don't know how old the YouTube kid is now, but wouldn't that be fitting, Josh? It's all 58-year-olds versus...
Yeah, just have the same theme. I like that idea.
Same theme. Keep it across the board.
Or at least the same age gap. Might be tough to find.
Sure.
Just the same age gap would be fun.
An 81-year-old versus a 52-year-old, whatever the difference is there. Your old gym teacher steps through the ropes, you know what I mean?
A 30-some-year-old versus a toddler. You could have all kinds of fun.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
How cute would a toddler look in giant boxing gloves?
Not after he gets his ass knocked out. He doesn't look cute in those boxing gloves anymore. Tonight's going to be a total nightmare, and everyone knows it. Golden Gopher Hockey beat Bemidji by a goal or two last night. Same two clubs play tomorrow. The Pigs shut out Montreal. The Timberwolves, they need something good to happen tonight in Sacramento. Coming up in about a half hour, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. And that's just the beginning. Backup long snapper Andrew DePaola from the Minnesota Vikings, don't you know? We'll get a listener on air for Purple Pick'em. And then Who Dis? Another fresh edition of Who Dis. We'll get to all that. For now, we're going to stick around. We're not going anywhere because we'll come right back with Josh's news report.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen here. Join me and my compadre, Chris Brockman, every Monday on the Overreaction Monday podcast.
Multiple 10-win teams in the NFC are going to miss the playoffs.
Who are the multiple? So one of them is going to be an NFC North team, is what you're saying?
Perhaps.
And then another one's what?
I think this could happen.
I'll push back and
Circle
call that
back.
an overreaction. Come react or overreact with us. I like your moxie. I like the cut of your jib right there. Overreaction Monday, wherever you listen. It's game over.
Over, man.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
These are all real nice, normal people who do what police officers say. He violated these women's civil rights.
Missouri's Show Me State slogan took on a twisted new meaning when two former officers allegedly used their badges to invade women's privacy. Two separate cases. Federal prosecutors say these now ex-Missouri cops were way out of line, both accused of illegally searching women's phones during traffic stops, hunting for nudes, even snapping pictures on their own devices. A 29-year-old former officer pulled the sick scheme on at least 20 women. Doing routine stops, he'd claimed that he needed their phones to check insurance or some sort of registration. But what he was really after was masturbation material for later. In one instance, he even texted himself a video from a woman's phone, then deleted the message to cover his tracks. He resigned in June after the FBI notified his department they were investigating. Meanwhile, in an unrelated but disturbingly similar case, a 39-year-old ex-Missouri State Highway Patrol trooper is accused of using his own phone to capture nude images from the phones of 9 different women during traffic stops he made. Prosecutors allege he, too, used flimsy excuses to gain access to their devices. The Department of Public Safety has stripped the trooper of his license, meaning he's permanently barred from law enforcement in Missouri. The federal prosecutor's office clarified these two cases are not connected.
You know, Josh, last time I got pulled over, I suspected that maybe the cop was just trying to get a look at my nudes.
I bet there's a couple of keepers in there for sure.
Tell you what.
A 40-year-old San Francisco man suffered a traumatic injury Tuesday morning after attempting to climb a spike-tipped fence and accidentally impaled himself in the penis.
Oh, right there, huh?
Just after 9 a.m., SFFD crews responded to find the man impaled in the groin area, caught on the unforgiving metal spikes as he tried to get over the fence. Rather than attempting to pull him off the spikes, the heavy rescue team had to cut through the fence itself. As they carefully lowered him down, a sharp piece of metal dislodged from the wound. Paramedics swiftly wrapped the injury and rushed him to San Francisco General for emergency care. A nearby resident noted it wasn't the first time someone became stuck on the fence, but it was definitely the first pulverized pecker that he was aware of. Then a day later, on the other side of the country, a 56-year-old Florida man sparked a chaotic scene Wednesday morning. He darted through traffic, waving his arms in the air, and attempted to climb on a dump truck. Bad call. Witnesses said that they watched the man make a bold attempt to step to the passenger side of the dump truck, idling at a traffic light. Just as he reached the side, the light turned green and the truck began to accelerate, causing the guy to fall off and get run over. Detectives are investigating what led to the unusual and very smushy incident.
Those fences will take a bite out of your gear if they get the chance. Don't we both know people, Josh, ladies, where they tried to get over a fence and 2 became 1?
No. That's on your side. I know a guy who essentially became a lady after his was a wooden picket fence.
Oh my gosh.
He became a lady.
Yeah, we used to mow lawns for a living, me and this guy, and he was running to see if he could jump this picket fence. Well, the problem was it had rained earlier in the day, so the grass was still a little slick, and he slid, and he ended up impaling himself right in the crotch.
Yeah, I know a gal where, like the old Spice Girls song says, 2 became 1 when she got hung up on a fence. I mean, it was bad.
I bet.
It was bad, and she didn't come to the beer hall for a while, partially because she was physically unable to, and partially out of embarrassment. So the first time she returned to our neighborhood beer hall, we were all purposefully not bringing up where she had been for the last 6 months. I didn't want to embarrass her. And most of us did not. But some old-timer had to walk up and say this to her. Some old-timer walked up, a guy who knew her very well, and he said, "So when are you coming off injured reserve?" She thought that was kind of funny, but not really fun. Because it really was. It was a hell of a deal.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Do you know how long was she messed up? Do you know?
It was a stretch, Cubby. It was a long time ago, but I want to say it was a few months before things were, maybe even more, before things were put properly into place.
Yeah, that's a lot of trauma down there.
She was just hanging there.
Oh my God.
What was her situation? Was she trying to jump it too, or just climb over?
Jump in a fence while wearing a skirt.
My buddy was wearing jeans, and there was like jean marks on the picket fence, which was kind of funny too.
When are you ready to come off the bench?
A 21-year-old man's speeding Mustang soared over a curb, crashed through a fence, and went airborne before smashing into the second-story balcony of a California home Tuesday. And as you probably suspect, alcohol may have been involved. The crash unfolded just after midnight, with the car veering into a riverbed, slamming into a concrete drainage canal, which sent it flying toward the unsuspecting home. By the time police arrived, the Mustang had come to a rest atop a patio cover on the home's second floor. One resident, a street away, recalled the chaos. "I was just hanging out in my room when I heard this huge explosion, and my whole house shook. For a second, I thought it was an earthquake," they said. As for the woman that owned the home with a new car on her balcony, she said she awoke to what she felt like was an airplane crashing through her house. "It was this massive sound that jolted us out of bed," she said. "When we came downstairs, there was a car parked on our second-floor balcony." She mentioned speeding and reckless driving plagued the road where the Mustang had been barreling down.
About 12:20 in the morning, heard car going 80, 100 miles an hour.
100 miles an hour.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's world's fastest car.
Yeah. I knew some Mustangs could be fast, but holy hell. All 4 occupants of the vehicle were rushed to a nearby hospital with the driver still in serious condition. Among the passengers were a 19-year-old and 2 minors out for a joyride.
100
miles an hour.
Josh, can I borrow $800?
I'll be honest, I'm not even 100% sure how much 800 is. I'd have to think about it for a little bit. But yes, you can just have it. New music this week includes Linkin Park's From Zero, the band's first new album since the death of singer Chester Bennington in 2017, and features new co-lead vocalist Emily Armstrong of Dead Sarah. Yesterday, we announced 93X is presenting Linkin Park's From Zero World Tour 2025 live at Target Center next August. Tickets officially go on sale next Thursday at noon, but the 93X pre-sale will begin a day earlier at 2 p.m. You can head over to 93X.com next Wednesday from 2 to 10 and use the pre-sale code 93X Radio. Again, this is next week. Before that, though, if you keep it here through the weekend, you can get in for free before they even go on sale. Just listen for our text words. Also new this week, Nickelback's Live from Nashville. Recorded August 1st last year, the new album features many guests, including Chris Daughtry and Josie Scott, formerly of Saliva, as well as country singers Brantley Gilbert.
Brantley?
Brantley
Yep.
Gilbert.
I love that guy.
How silly.
And more. I've seen them many times live. They're very good live.
So good.
So I'm looking forward to that album. Today, by the way, happens to be Nickelback singer Chad Kroeger's 50th birthday. Steel Panther are celebrating the 15th anniversary of their debut album, Feel the Steel. They've got a reissue out today featuring guest vocals from Corey Taylor, Justin Hawkins of The Darkness, and M. Shadows of Avenged Sevenfold, as well as 2 bonus tracks. And a great local act called Wildview, who we featured here before. They've got a new track they're releasing today called Get Better. For more notable new releases of the week, check out 93x.com or our playlist on Spotify. In theaters this week, the action-packed holiday adventure starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans, Red One. The not-so-well-reviewed film follows the head of Santa Claus's security as he attempts to thwart a hacker's plans to ruin Christmas. The much-hyped boxing match between former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson and YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul will be streaming live from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas tonight on Netflix. Also on Netflix, the final episodes of the popular martial arts drama Cobra Kai, with Season 6, Part 2, out today.
All right.
Over on Apple TV Plus, the new 10-episode season of Silo premiering today. The sophomore season promises to delve further into the dystopian world established in the first season, introducing new characters and expanding existing storylines. New episodes will be released weekly every Friday, culminating in the finale January 17th.
That's a really good show.
I like that show, too. It took me a little bit to get into it.
Yeah, same here. It took a little to figure out, too.
I got confused as well. Yeah.
Those are my favorite kind of shows.
Well, it's like Parks and Rec. Everyone told me how good it was. It only took me 14 episodes to see its brilliance. Yep. I didn't get it for the first season. The Twister sequel, Twisters, makes its Peacock streaming debut today. And finally, Sunday on HBO and Max, the premiere of Dune Prophecy, a prequel series set 10,000 years before the Dune movies.
Oh, 10,000 years. So I shouldn't expect to see any of the same characters from the
No, unless their lifespan is incredible. I wouldn't expect to see any of them. Dune Prophecy out on Sunday. Well, unfortunately, I have a couple of sad shout-outs to start with. This texter said their family could use some love today. They have to put their sweet family cat Ella down. We're so sorry to hear that. And another condolence to the family of a 13-year-old cat named Nushi. The brother of the family who has to put Nushi down, Nerf or nothing, Jesus, text in to let us know the news. Sorry to hear that.
I love you, Kitty.
Poor kitties.
We do. Happy 10th anniversary to Farty Britches Jesus and CFH bass player Jesus. Happy birthday on Sunday to Lady Turtle Mama Jesus from your son, Big Rig Fenders Jesus. And All Sack No Shaft Jesus texted a happy birthday wish to his brother, Hanging Below the Knees Jesus. And he ended his text by saying, P.S. I hope your balls fall off.
No.
And that's 93X News.
The Minnesota Vikings interview.
Don't worry about the horse being blind, just load the wagon.
Touchdown! Vikings win it! On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
You know, we noticed a little swelling in there, and just with the time that we do have, he's been doing everything we asked of him and improving, getting stronger, all those things. But we just wanted to make sure that there was no cause for concern, and all reports were very positive.
My favorite kind of reports are positive reports. Friday, by damn it is. F you, it's Friday. Right, Randy Shaver?
Oh, absolutely.
Brad Ryder, you agree? F you, it's Friday?
Sure, I do agree.
Let's see what Andrew DePaola thinks of our new Friday slogan. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
F you, it's Friday. What do you think? Is it catchy? You think we can make some T-shirts or something?
Well, what'd you say?
Our new slogan, F you, it's Friday. You like it or not? You do?
I like it. Oh, yeah.
It's good to have you back on the program. How's that hand doing?
It's doing good. It's doing really good, actually.
Yeah. But you're still going to miss, you're going to miss Sunday.
I mean, unfortunately, I have to. Being put on IR, you got to miss a minimum 4 games.
Oh, damn. Oh,
yep.
Did not know that.
Well, 4 games. Jesus Christ.
Do you wish it was 5, or are you looking to get back?
No, I'm okay with the 4. Wish it was less, but I don't make the rules.
Can't you just
Not
put
yet,
on
anyway.
the guy's uniform and go out there and pretend, like they would do in a little kid sports movie?
Oh yeah, and he's tied up in the locker room.
Yeah,
that would work, right?
That would be funny. I guess 7 is not too far away from 2. They look the same.
Did you hear that, Randy Shaver? 4 games.
I was just going to say, though, I think 3 of those 4 are away games, if my schedule is correct.
Yeah, you're
well, there's really no one here on the line that would know.
except Andrew.
Andrew probably knows where he's going.
But, I mean, if there's a silver lining, and there's not, he'd rather be playing, I get it, but at least you don't have to worry about doing all those things. Although they do play in Nashville this Sunday, so that would be kind of fun. But
are you traveling with the team, Andrew?
That, I don't know. That I'm not sure. I think it's kind of, I think we'll talk about it today and tomorrow and see, if it's a good idea or not. Fun fact, though, this one's going to hurt. Nashville is the only stadium I have yet to play in.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that's maybe why this happened? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to think so. That's just pretty mean if that's the case.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of a cool milestone for you then.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. Hey, so you've been keeping track of all this, or you just discovered it, or?
I bet you someone told you this.
No, I just knew. Like, just going around playing at different stadiums, being like, okay, I played there, that was cool. I finally played there, that was neat. So this year, the 2 stadiums that I had never played in before this season were, funny enough, Giant Stadium and Nissan Stadium in Nashville.
What was your favorite stadium?
Yeah, and which one sucks?
Favorite stadium to ever play in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so all of them I wish I could have hit if the team was good and I really got a sense of the atmosphere, because I played in Kansas City Stadium, but they weren't really that great at the time.
Yeah.
I've played in Seattle, but again, like it wasn't during like that Legion of Boom era where like the place was supposedly rocking. So, New Orleans is always a tough place to play, and it's pretty neat. They've got a really nice atmosphere. What was fun? Atlanta, the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That was cool last year. That was a lot of fun. I think it helps that we won the game the way we did, but that atmosphere was really cool.
Is that joint that Jared Jones built down in Dallas, is that the biggest joint in the NFL? I mean, it's like 100,000, right?
It might be. I know they pack it like on like primetime games, Sunday night and Monday night. I think they bring in like extra seats, or they do like standing room. They do like an extra standing room area to like inflate the numbers.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's the biggest.
Is that right?
It's in the running.
Jared Jones kind of puts on a little bit of an extra show when they're on prime time. They add extra seats, try to make it look. I mean, come on. There's already 80-some thousand seats. What are you worried about? It's going to look cool regardless.
You got to give credit to Jerry. He kind of turned the league around as far as like a marketing, getting interest in the league standpoint years ago when he bought the Cowboys. So that man knows how to put on a show. Got to give him credit for that. So when they're on prime time, which they are a lot, he's going to make it something that people talk about, or at least try to.
Yeah, we're sorry to hear that. That would have been kind of cool to have you. Be able to say, okay, I've hit every ballpark in the league, and I bet I bet you the announcers would probably acknowledge it, and you get a lot of credit to you, Andrew DePaola. You stuck around. You've made a hell of a career out of this. Played everywhere.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it would have been cool. I was looking forward to it, but. Got to play a little bit longer now, I guess.
Well, maybe
maybe someday.
In the off season, the Vikings will deal you to Tennessee. And then,
you can play there as much as you want.
Hope not. You go. Careful what you wish for.
or when your days are over here, just go sign with them, and then after the first game, retire.
There's all kinds of possible. We don't want you to go anywhere. We're busting your chops. So you'll find out today if you get on the airplane.
Do you want to get on the airplane?
Yeah. Would you rather stay at home and just watch it on the couch, or what?
I'm like the kind of person where like if I go and like do something like especially with the team, I don't want to be like in the way or like a distraction, or sometimes guys will do stuff and like, why is he doing that, or why is he here, or what's he doing? I don't want to be that guy. Like if I can go and help and really make a difference and an impact and like help guys during the game or during the trip or what have you, count me in. I'm all in. I want to go. I want to help. I want to be there for the guys. Like I want to be morale booster. Like if I'm just going to be in the way and dead weight and just kind of like, hey man, like move. Like I don't want to be there.
So wait a minute. It sounds like you think you're going to be dead weight. That's what that just said.
I want to know. Like, do I have a role? Like, do y'all want me to do something there? Like, is that cool? Or are you just saying like almost like they don't want to hurt my feelings and be like, hey, we want you to travel.
Right.
Like, no, I'm a big boy. I'm a grown man. Like, if you want to say, hey, dude, stay home, get out of the way. Cool.
Kind of like when you got to pick out who's coming to the kid's birthday party, and there's always that one or two kids you just invite because you'd feel bad if you didn't. That kind of thing. You'd feel left out.
I got a good idea, Andrew. If, in fact, you travel with the team and you're just wearing the sweatpants and, the stocking cap, you're just wearing your sideline gear, and you feel like, hell, I'm not really getting anything done. I'm kind of useless here. I bet you'll be noticed if you wipe out all the snacks that they lay out at halftime. The players come off the field, and DePaula's just go, what do they lay out for you guys, like oranges and peanut butter sandwiches? Just be rolling in the stuff when the boys come off the field at halftime.
Yeah. Well, little does anyone know, there's actually a secret area for like staff and guys on IR who aren't playing with like, a little bit better non-nutritious food.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like what, for example?
Secret area. Like hot dogs, burgers.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Some quick grab and go stuff like that. Chicken tenders, fries.
So you don't have to worry about wiping out all the, what's that peanut butter sandwich again that everyone loves?
The Uncrustables?
Yeah, you don't got to worry about the Uncrustables. You can go in the back and have a bacon cheeseburger. Well, yeah, then forget that idea.
Maybe your part could be you're the guy who dresses really flashy and makes like TMZ and stuff like that, your entrance into the stadium. Every once in a while, like you've got the sombreros and the different outfits. Like Cam Newton, he was relatively famous for the ridiculous hats and stuff he'd wear.
Use this injury to make a fashion statement.
Ooh, okay. So
do you own anything flashy?
Boost my advantage, huh?
You don't seem to own anything flashy, do you?
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, what do you count as flashy?
Well, just like when you look at like a Travis
collared
Kelce.
shirt.
Yeah, for
shirt
me.
with sleeves.
It seems like every week sports bloggers will write about like, look at this crazy 300. I mean, Justin Jefferson would be a good example. All those diamonds and things he wears.
You could volunteer to sing the anthem.
Can you sing?
No comment.
I think I'd rather dress flashy.
Yeah.
Listeners are recommending you dress as a giant bagel, and you could promote your bagel shop.
Wow.
It's fun.
Wow.
Man, that would be
Listen,
great.
you guys have seen me in person. Do I look like, was I dressing like Justin? Was I that fly?
No, you look like a regular guy.
I like I like your style, meaning you don't have much style. Those guys who are too flashy, they're just attention starved, for God's sake. You're a grown man. You don't need to wear some stupid suit to get on TMZ. I like that about you, Andrew DePaola. But I do like the inflatable bagel idea.
I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Suddenly your folks are wondering why the phone's ringing off the hook. What the hell's going on? You are.
Suddenly I'm wondering why I'm not traveling the next week.
Yeah.
You gonna watch that? You gonna watch that fight tonight, Andrew DePaola? Big boxing match. It's a 58-year-old man against a YouTube kid.
Yeah, I want to. I want to watch it. I have some reservations about these fights. Like, and I don't blame them. But, like, I'm over here, I'm just thinking, like, these guys get together, they sit down in a meeting room, and they're like, all right, we're each going to make 50, 60, 70, 80 million plus if we just do a nice little dance and make it look good for everybody.
Right.
Like, I can't get that feeling out of my head.
Speaking of Cowboy Stadium, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, Andrew, we all have the same feeling that this is going to be a patty cake match with the big, they're wearing the big oversized gloves. It's like a pillow fight. I said it a couple days ago. If someone actually gets hurt or knocked out tonight, it's going to be totally accidental. I think they've had this mapped out for weeks. It's going to be a little dance, and then they're going to kiss and hug. And, Jake Paul, whatever his name is, he's going to allow Mike to get a couple shots in there, and we're all going to go, oh, no, here comes the old Mike. And then Mike's going to get tired, and they'll dance a little longer. But, well, Josh was saying, it's not – you said a couple days ago, it's not pay-per-view.
No, if you have Netflix, you can watch it.
Mm-hmm. It's tempting, isn't it, Andrew, despite these overwhelming feelings that it's all phony?
It is tempting. And do you guys know what time the fight's on?
Late.
Yeah, late.
All these things are at like 11 at night.
11 at night?
Well, I don't know what time it is.
I
but
would
usually.
guess the main event will probably be around 10 or so.
Yeah, I'm still out on that. Nope.
Yeah, bedtime.
Yeah.
Have your responsibilities at home picked up, Andrew? Since you've been sitting around, have they like a honey-do list been made for you or anything like that?
Pro bowlers don't have a honey-do list. Tell them, Andrew.
Well, I mean, I've been around the house a little bit more, so I've been able to just kind of like watch the kids and let my wife do something, whatever she wants to do, a little bit more. Not a lot, but a little bit more.
All right, so it hasn't changed dramatically.
No, there really hasn't been a dramatic change.
Because you could always just kind of grab your hand and go, oh, ow, yeah. Yeah, I can't put up that new light.
I wish I could help you, but
The
pain.
It's friggin' brilliant. It is.
I mean, if our financial livelihood wasn't on the line with this hand, I'd be happy to help out.
Guys, she listens, so let's not ruin this for me.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Blow his whole operation out of the water. Oh, man. Andrew, I was reading about one of your teammates yesterday, reading about Harrison Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hate this guy.
Me, or are you just saying people in general?
Well, you or anybody who knows him, got to hate this guy. I mean, listen to this. I'd never known this. obviously he's got a lot of talents on the football field, but listen to all the stuff that he can do off the field. He's a pilot. He's a welder. He's I don't know what this means, a 1- handicap golfer. I don't know what that means. He can play the guitar and he can play the piano. He has a collection of vintage cars. Don't we all wish we were paid well enough to have that hobby? He's a do-it-yourself handyman. He can operate a bobcat. You got to hate this guy.
He also can make his own clothes.
Make his own clothes?
Man. Yeah,
What?
apparently he's good at sewing.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, he's the best. He's just an awesome guy. And the funny thing is, he's like so quiet. You really don't get to know that stuff about him. And then until he like casually drops, like, hey, yeah, I was fixing something on my house, so I just busted out a welder and gave it a try. And I was like, yeah, I welded this together. And I'm like, wait, what? What? I was like, how'd you learn to do that? Did you take a class? He's like, no, I just kind of watched somebody do it, and I did it.
It's impressive.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
What do you mean he makes his own clothes? I knew a dude, and this is hard for me to say ever with a straight face. I know a dude who insisted on making his own pants.
Oh, how bad were they?
They were bad.
Oh.
He was one of these hippy-dippy guys who thought that pants should be free. I don't know where he got that.
Yeah.
So he made his own Josh, he made his own pants out of hemp.
Oh, my God.
My parents made their wedding outfit.
Oh, God. Well, they were broke.
Yeah.
This guy made a decent living. He just had some stance, some revolution, anti-pants movement where he didn't think he had to.
Maybe if my mom's listening, she can send me a wedding picture. I can show you the outfits they made.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
What was Harrison Barnes? What the hell's his name again?
Smith.
What was he making his pants out of?
Well, he and his wife, I guess, learned about different fabrics, and he just kind of decided, I'm going to learn how to put stuff together.
I'll be damned. So, Andrew, the reason I bring it up, do we already know all of your off-the-field talents, or are you holding out on us?
Hey, that's a good question.
Do we know all of your... It could be something as simple as you can do a card trick. Or
remember, she's listening.
What's that supposed to mean? You think he's going to turn this dirty or something?
I just don't want him to make up stories.
Well, he doesn't want him to get locked into a household chore.
Oh, I understand.
Oh, really? You can build a deck. That's
right.
Really? Wow.
You know, I'll say this: there's not really anything I'm hiding from you guys. I don't think. I don't really think I'm that interesting. But like, I'm willing to give anything a try.
All right.
Like I took a pilot lesson once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Scare the hell out of you?
No, it didn't scare me. It's just like the dude was talking so fast and using like words that I didn't understand, like a different meter I had to read, and he called it out, and I'm like, you think I know what that is in this panel of instruments, buddy boy?
I've been sitting here for 5 minutes. How do I know what that means?
I'm like 230, 6'2", 230, and the guy next to me is like 5'8", 150, and like my knees are going over into his like area of the plane, and I'm just like, I don't know if this is for me. The plane's like tipping towards my side.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, that sounds pretty scary.
Sounds friggin' scary.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure this Harrison Smith is a nice guy, but stop showing off with all this stuff. We get it. You're a bright guy. It's frustrating.
He's the best.
It's frustrating.
He's the best.
Listen, Andrew, we got to let you go, but hopefully you get to go to Nashville. At least you can wander around this ballpark, the only NFL ballpark you haven't played in yet. Whatever makes you happy. We always appreciate your time, Andrew.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to go, but if not, I get a little extra time with the wife and kids.
There you go. We'll talk to you next week, pimp.
Can't wait, guys. Can't wait.
So long. See you, dude. Every Friday we get to chat with Andrew DePaola here. Nashville, right? Everyone talks about Nashville.
Oh yeah.
That's a hot spot.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to Nashville.
Awesome.
So
There'll be a fair amount of Vikings fans there this weekend, I'm guessing.
Oh, there will be a ton of Vikings
drinking, taking drugs, swapping partners, that whole mix.
It's an easy flight down there. Yeah.
Is it nothing to it? Listen during the 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. hours for your keyword to text and you'll be entered to guess the halftime and final score of an upcoming Minnesota game. If you get either score right, you win $1,000. If you get both, you'll win $100,000 plus a trip to the championship game. We have our latest Purple Pick'em victim on the telephone, Hennifer. She already won a $25 gift card to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, and now she gets to jump on the stinking air with us and make her picks. Purple Pick'em brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Hennifer? Jennifer?
She on the phone, Papa?
Jennifer?
Yes.
From Wisconsin?
Yes.
Hello.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you in hiding?
Why are you... Just tap on the phone twice if you're in trouble.
I'm on the phone.
The way you were coming off, it seemed as if you were... But everything's okay?
Yes.
Is this your first time on the radio?
It is.
Are you nervous or something? Jennifer, you're scaring me.
Okay.
Would you like me just to cut to the chase and you make your predictions?
Absolutely.
You're from Wisconsin. Can we talk a little bit? You're from Wisconsin.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, for the halftime score, Jennifer, your predictions for the half. What's going on? Is this somebody's aunt and you guys are messing with me?
She might be. Maybe she's at work.
That's my guess.
Can't really talk.
No. No.
So what's going on? Why are you? What's your deal?
It's early. It's my day off.
Okay, I get that. We got you out of bed. This is your day off. You don't want to be bothered.
Something like that.
This is the weirdest experience I've had in a long time.
Mine too.
Okay. Is it me? It's not me. Is it Josh? It's Jennifer.
Well, it sounds like there's, she's in hiding or something. I don't know.
Jennifer, big game on Sunday. What's your prediction for the halftime score?
All right. For the halftime, I have Minnesota 14, Tennessee 3.
Okay, and for the final?
The final, I have Minnesota 31, Tennessee 10.
Well.
Sorry to bother you this morning.
It's okay.
Hopefully we can get you $100,000 and tickets to that.
Man.
Will you sound a little differently? Maybe if we talk to you on Monday and you won $100,000 and a trip to the big game, I bet you'll sound differently.
Be a little different.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Whoever put you up to this, I'm sorry.
I still have to sleep.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
And we'll hopefully we'll talk to you Monday. Thank you to Xfinity.
All righty. Thank you so much.
All right, you bet. You know how it goes with the, you get either score right, you get $1,000, and you get the final fight. Both of them right, you get the big game, and then what happened right there? Can anyone tell me what happened?
The overwhelming theory from the brother and sisterhood is she doesn't want to wake up whoever's next to her.
Oh, there you go.
Did her husband or her boyfriend put her up to this? I thought I heard a guy in the background going, okay, go ahead, talk. You know what I mean? Like someone put her up to it?
I thought maybe we had the name wrong and she was confused. But we got the name right, didn't we?
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah. Okay.
You never know, Randy Shaver, Brad.
I thought maybe it was Roseanne. I thought maybe it was Roseanne for a second.
No, God, no.
All right, let's hope you boys don't embarrass us. Hit the who dis button, Wapple.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Wait, hang on. I got another call. Who this?
Some folks think that she was high.
No.
No, because she opened up the more she talked. Maybe she really was just that tired.
Shy. Yeah, she was just
that's
shy.
what they put. They said shy. I'm sorry, I misread that.
Yeah, shy.
She was shy.
Yeah.
Here's how we operate when we dial up this bit that we call Who Dis. We got a big shot on the telephone. By damn we do. Waiting on the telephone line. We know who it is. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder do not know who it is. So, the boys are going to toggle back and forth with a series of yes or no questions. It's not a competition, Randy and Brad. It's not. You don't have to work against each other. You can work with each other through a series.
Well, that'll never happen.
All you're allowed to do is ask simple yes or no questions. And all our guest is allowed to do is give simple yes or no answers. And eventually, hopefully it doesn't take too damn long, eventually we're going to find out who this is hanging out on the telephone with us. And by damn, it's very exciting. Can we get our guest just to simply say hello?
Hello.
There you go. That's all you're going to hear from that person until you guys can figure this out. Randy Shaver, why don't you fire us up with your first question for our guest this morning on Who Dis?
Are you a former professional athlete from Minnesota?
You always ask multiple questions.
Yes.
Yeah, you always seem to fit two questions.
Yeah, 2 or 3 questions in.
But that's okay.
That's one question. What are you talking about?
Well, normally you'd say, are you a former professional athlete? Yes. And then maybe your next question would be, are you from Minnesota?
Yeah.
But whatever, Randy. You're a retired guy. You're older now. We give you a little leeway.
And he was correct. He got 2 and 1.
And you got it. You got it. The answer was yes. Brad Ryder.
Oh, Randy doesn't have a guess. Okay. No.
Do you have one, Randy? That'd be impressive.
Did you play for the Minnesota North Stars?
No.
No. But I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
We've been talking a little bit of North Stars lately.
Yeah.
All right, Randy Shaver, we got 2 questions down.
Okay.
And we'll cut you off at, let's say, 75 questions. We'll cut you off.
Are you a former Minnesota Twin?
No.
No. Brad?
Okay. Well, are you a former Minnesota Viking?
No.
Yeah, he's not a former Viking or a former Twin.
That narrows it down a little bit.
Randy, you're up next. You're thinking kind of hard?
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Former professional athlete from Minnesota was the only yes you've gotten so far.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my question will be, are you a former Timberwolf player?
No.
Mm-hmm. Let's cover all the pro teams. Okay, Brad?
Are you a former Minnesota Wild player?
No.
No.
No, he is not.
Are you born and raised from Minnesota?
Yes.
Born and raised, Randy Shaver. We love that around here.
Did you play in the NBA?
No.
That would be the National Basketball Association, would it, right, Josh?
I just Googled it, and you are correct.
Okay. Randy Shaver. We got a homegrown professional. Is that all we really know so far, Josh?
Well, that he hasn't played he didn't play for the local teams.
I suppose through some of your incorrect guesses.
Not known for basketball.
Not known for basketball, baseball, football. Not known for basketball, baseball, football, but homegrown.
Is your sport an Olympic sport?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, we got a couple listeners who are coming pretty friggin' close already, texting in. Coming pretty close.
Very as close as you can get.
An Olympic sport, yes, it is. Go ahead, Brad Ryder. Or wait a minute, whose turn is it?
Yeah. Okay. Did you play on a professional team not located in Minnesota?
Yes.
Weird way to ask that.
Well,
it's like he's trying to trick him.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if our guest just said, wait a minute, what? All right. Played at a Randy Shaver's up next. We're in the middle of a fresh segment of Who Dis. We have a guest on the line, and Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder are trying to figure out who this is with simple yes or no questions. Our guest Yes, Randy. Sorry.
Is your sport a winter sport?
Yes.
You dickheads might finally be getting somewhere now.
I have a more specific question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever play for the Utah Jazz?
What the hell? He already said no.
He wasn't in the NBA.
No. Oh. Well, okay. My bad.
No.
I'm trying to keep track in my head. Okay.
You get a pen and paper next time.
Write it down, man.
We've done this before. If our guest would have said yes, I would have thought, okay, wait a minute, who is this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody changed it up on
He
us.
did not play for the Utah Jazz. It's a winter sport. Randy Shaver.
Are you a former hockey player?
Yes.
There we go.
He's starting to get pissed off.
We got to extend this to 8:15 somehow, so we're trying.
No, I'm having fun. I'm having
I like
fun.
this, yeah.
Brad Ryder, we've established a hockey player. Professional, homegrown hockey player. Didn't play for the Utah Jazz at all.
No.
Didn't play for the Wild.
We have some correct guesses in the listening audience.
Nice.
Brad?
Yes, I'm thinking like you were. Did you? Okay, more specific. Did you play for the Colorado Avalanche?
No.
No. Okay. You guys are laughing. You know who it is. Stop.
That does give us an advantage. You're right.
Yes.
Brad's starting to get aggravated. I like this. I like this. Not the Avalanche.
Did you play in the Olympics?
No.
Going back to the Olympics now. Okay. Brad Ryder. Is it time for a hint, Josh?
I think so, yeah.
I'll give a hint.
Because our guest probably wants to move on with his day at some point.
I hope he's enjoying it.
I'm having fun.
I'll give a hint. Our guest just returned from a trip to Toronto. Maybe not directly.
Oh.
Yes, who's up? Who's next?
It's Brad.
Okay, Brad, go ahead.
Did you play?
Yeah.
Stop. Did you play collegiately in Minnesota?
Nice.
Yep.
There we go.
Is this Johnny Pohl?
Right.
And I should have got this a long time ago because I know John.
Really disappointed, Brad.
I'm sorry, bud.
You know,
oh,
John,
God.
It's been a while since we've played Who Dis. Randy and Brad might be a little rusty, but it still was a lot of fun. You had a relationship with Brad Ryder back in your U of M days, John?
Yeah. Brad was our SID when I got there, and was just an awesome dude. And got to know him. I've kind of kept in touch a little bit, and the fact that he thought I played for the Utah Jazz is pretty cool.
I wasn't writing anything down.
How's your jump shot?
Yeah.
I was trying to disguise my voice a little bit, and then when you started saying like NBA, I'm like, I don't need to do that anymore.
you were. Yeah, that guess would have been Quincy Lewis. So anyway.
I knew where you were going with that, Brad. John, be honest with us. Were you getting a little aggravated, or were you having fun with the process?
No, it was great. I've actually got a lot of work done since it started. So.
He's sending off emails and doing this and that. Hey, man, thank you very much for joining us. And I think we should start off by apologizing to you, John Pohl. Because we've been bothering the hell out of you the last few days, trying to get you on our show, and all the while you're trying to enjoy the incredible experience of your wife going into the Hockey Hall of Fame. We're idiots. Sometimes we forget who's married to who.
Yeah, no worries. I'm used to this life now of kind of being arm candy at those events and having everybody congratulate you. So I completely understand why I was chosen for this one today. It makes perfect sense.
Please pass on congratulations from all of us to your wife, Chrissy.
I will do that.
I was last night, I didn't get to see it live, but I watched her induction speech last night, and it was really, really cool. That must have been just an awesome experience, even though maybe you only describe yourself as arm candy. That must have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. We got to bring our kids up there, and actually that's where I did spend the majority of my very, very brief NHL time was in Toronto. So we lived there for 3 years, and our kids really have been asking us to go to Toronto for a long time. So it actually worked out amazing that Chrissy got this honor, and then that we were able to kind of make a little family trip out of it. It was really cool.
That's
great.
You and Randy Shaver have crossed paths before, also.
Johnny works at Hill Murray. Yeah, Johnny's the AD at Hill Murray. So I've talked to John quite a few times about a number of different things. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really lucky to still kind of keep in touch with Randy. I know he doesn't quite work maybe as much as he used to, but he still is always super supportive of high school sports and high school kids, and we're always grateful for that.
Oh, that's really cool. Athletic director at Hill Murray. Now, when I was a kid, the athletic directors were always pretty serious characters. When you were younger, did you picture yourself maybe with that role?
Not in a million years. Actually, it was a role my dad had, and I used to joke that, some people inherit businesses or they inherit really cool jobs, and I would inherit a walkie-talkie if I went down that path. And sure enough, that ended up happening. So, I would have never ever really thought I'd get into this line of work, but it's been great. You get to meet some wonderful kids and wonderful families, and to be able to see the kids have successes, experience failures, and all they learn from high school sports. It's been a really rewarding step.
That's great to hear. Great.
Well, if there's anybody who's meant for that role, it's you, because as good a hockey player as you are a better person. So you are absolutely the perfect high school AD type.
I thank you. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, man, what a cool gig. And, like I said earlier, when you were suffering through that painful guessing game, we've been talking a lot about the North Stars lately, and there was this new documentary last night on Channel 9 about the North Stars leaving town. So we go off at times on this show about those old days. And speaking of old days in hockey, it seems like yesterday, but man, the championship you guys won in 2002 at the U of M, and then you moved on. You weren't part of the 2003 team, or am I mistaken on that, John?
No, they cut the dead weight, and then they won it again the next year.
I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but what an absolute thrill that was for hockey fans here, especially in 2002 because of the way you won that title with that unbelievable championship game against Maine. I mean, what a thrill. Thank you for that, Johnny, because we'll never forget it.
Yeah, it was a really special time. It's funny, at the time it seemed like this huge drought that the Gophers hadn't won in so long. It was 23 years, and then to do it in Minnesota in dramatic fashion. I mean, it was a once in a lifetime deal, and it was a wonderful group of guys. We're still all very close to this day, and obviously the championship was great, but the friendships and the lifelong memories and friends that we've made because of that, it was really cool. But it is cool to be a part of something that, a handful of times a year, people come up to you and tell you where they were when that goal was scored or that game. And, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Man, yeah, I remember where I was. What a great crew you had. You had a great team. And I mean, you tell me, so much has changed now with college sports.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of setup just doesn't happen anymore because you guys did stay together for 3-4 years, where now guys are gone after a year. I mean, in the end, this not only will be remembered for, just the simple fact that you won championships, but just because it may be one of the last of its kind to see a team stick together like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, Brad can speak even more to it. He was involved in college athletics. And I feel incredibly lucky to have gone through and participate in college athletics when I did, because it was still really, really pure. And it was still more of a we season instead of a me season. And I honestly think, like, when I look back at my college experience, I think it's a lot like high school now, where kids are still playing with their buddies and they go to class with them. they hang out with them on the weekends. And unfortunately, everybody knows, I don't think I'm breaking any news here, but college sports has just become minor league and it's become big business. And I lived that life too for a while, and I can tell you just from a personal standpoint, the purity of college when I went through it and high school sports is much more rewarding, and overall, it was a better fit for me.
It was a different time, and it was a lot better. It was a lot more fun than it is today, for sure.
I feel bad for people in college sports now. It's got to be a lot different and a lot more challenging.
Do you also, Johnny, have discussions with your potential college athletes from Hill Murray, or maybe you talk to other ADs? Do you kind of give them kind of this is what's coming, this is what to expect, or to give them a heads up about what college sports kind of is right now, just so that they don't walk into it somewhat blindsided about what they think it's supposed to be?
100%. So a year ago, my wife and I started coaching the girls hockey team here. So we now coach girls hockey, and we probably have, 10 to 12 kids that'll play college athletics, and the majority of those will play Division I. Our football coach, Rob Reeves, coached Division I football for 22 years, so he knows all about it. Yep, coached with the Gophers. And we do feel like that is part of our job here, we're trying to prepare kids for college, whether it's academically, spiritually, socially, but on the athletic side too, for sure. And we have to, and we kind of do, I hate to say not give them doomsday, but we just tell them, like, it's going to be completely different, and you have to be ready for that. And you kind of have to approach it with a different mindset. Here, there's not really people gunning for your jobs or coaches looking to replace you on daily basis, where unfortunately, that's kind of where that level is headed. And that, like I said, kind of the purity and the beauty of it is really being challenged. So, yeah, I mean, we sadly do. We tell them, we actually had our signing day on Wednesday, and we talked to those kids, and, I think a lot of kids look at signing day as the finish line, and we tell them signing day is just the starting line. And it's only going to get more difficult and not necessarily more fun.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the sad reality is, it used to be that signing day was maybe one of the most important days in a high school kid's career, because it meant you were going to college and likely stay at that college to play for your entire career. And signing day doesn't really mean as much anymore, because that commitment, either from the college side or from the athlete side, isn't necessarily there anymore because of the transfer portal, because of the NIL. It's a different feeling about signing day. At least that's the perspective I've gotten from some coaches I've talked to, and even a few players I've talked to.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And where I think it's gone now, and I'm just speaking from my experience, it kind of is reminding me of what it was like when I played minor league hockey, where to a point, you sign your contract, but everybody's year to year, and the roster is going to turn over. I remember thinking this even when I went to college, thinking this is kind of becoming a job because they're paying for my school, and I'm going to have all these requirements and responsibilities. And now, it's a whole nother level of, it literally is a job. And for a lot of these kids, for all of these kids, it's never been a job. They've played hopefully because they love it. Some of them only play because mom and dad make them, but for a lot of them, hopefully they play because they love playing hockey or playing football or playing basketball and being with their friends, and that is completely changing if they're going to go to big-time Division I sports.
Yeah, you've got to want to play. You've got to want to play now more than ever. If you go to college, you can't just get by on talent alone anymore, because if you don't have the desire to play, somebody else is going to pass you up.
Or sadly, I hate to say this too, sadly you have some kids, especially I'm sure by the end, look at it and say they don't even really want to play, but
that's right.
It's paying my school, and you almost have to look at it as a job. So,
all right, now I'm getting bummed out, you guys. I'm getting bummed out. It's a terrible thing that we got going on. I'm kidding. That's all very. It's true. It's a totally different world now, and.
But you do bring up a great point, Randy. I do feel like we are obligated to prepare them as best we can for that step so that it's not complete, shock and awe when they get there.
Absolutely. We've been talking with John Paul here on the Half-Fast Morning Show. It's been wonderful to talk to you. I'm telling you what, when I get home today, I'm going to go on YouTube, and I'm going to watch the highlights of that championship game from 2002 against Maine, where John scored with that wrist shot. I mean, you only just came over the blue line, and you beat the goalie with a wrist shot.
Yeah, I tell people this, and nobody believes me. I swear to God on my life, I was just dumping the puck in. I had no idea where the net was. I got a hole-in-one when I was 12. This is pretty comparable to that.
And then Kowalska ties the game with 30 seconds left, and then Potolny swats it in to win the sumbitch. If you watch that video, the call from – I'm telling you, John, I'm a sick psycho. I am. I still watch this stuff. The call from Wally Shaver and Glenn Sonmore is unbelievable. Johnny Poole, thank you very much for joining us, and have a good one. We hope to talk again soon.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You bet. Thanks for playing along with Who Dis? John Poole. Yeah, there's a great YouTube video out there if you want to see it. Okay, real quick, we got to go. The Pigs shut out Montreal last night. Timberwolves, they need something good to happen this weekend. What am I missing?
Yeah, they play tonight against Sacramento.
They do. They do. The silly fight. I think we covered everything. You guys did well. And we hope you have a great weekend, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder.
All right. Thanks.
Talk to you guys on Monday. We'll be back in a couple minutes on the program.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Welcome to Talkville, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast. So now Clark knows that Lionel knows about his powers. Tom, any memories from this scene?
No, but I saw a missed opportunity in watching it when Lionel puts his hand on Clark at the end and says, "Thank you, son." I wish I would have done something like, "Don't call me son." I just feel like we missed that beat.
What's that, Leslie Nielsen?
Airplane?
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Talkville, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It's a complete crap.
I'll tell you what, I never would have predicted this. It's Friday. It's 8:31. Welcome back to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Never thought we'd make it. Josh? Jizosh? You ever had a real oddball house guest? You know, holidays are coming up. Some of you suckers might be lined up for holiday gatherings. I suppose a weird friend would count. A weird friend might count in this conversation. Maybe you had a weird friend who did something to make everyone uncomfortable. Could be someone you weren't terribly familiar with who spent some time at your house. Oddball house guest?
I haven't in a home that I've owned or an apartment I've rented.
Yes.
But I've told you before, growing up, my parents would usually invite someone to like a Thanksgiving or something.
That's right. They were like the...
to help somebody
charitable couple, maybe?
It was a nice thing to do, but a few times I thought they have put their family in grave danger.
Did they drag these strangers? I'm going to take a guess here. Did they drag these strangers out of their church?
Yes.
These were
all church-related.
Church friends.
That is 100% correct.
And your folks were very charitable and wanted to make sure these people had a place to eat and
it was a very nice thing. Very nice thing to do. But sometimes, the folks that were available on Thanksgiving, it might be a little scary.
Right.
I forgot to tell you.
Social media's been talking about it with gatherings on the way. Like I said, some of you suckers have to get involved in holiday. So social media has been talking about the oddballs. What were you saying? Did you just get a text message?
So we were talking, I already forgot now. Was it during Shaver when we were talking about my parents made their own wedding outfits? I asked if my mom was listening, I asked her to send me a picture. So I'm going to show you a picture.
Oh.
Your folks made their own wedding outfits. Wow. This is really an incredible picture. They look very nice. They look very hippie-ish with their wedding outfits.
They were definitely a bit hippie-ish.
But they look very nice.
Yeah,
I was expecting maybe to make fun of homemade outfits because the ones I've seen in my life were easy to make fun of.
Well, my mom said that the very good family friend helped, and she's a bit of a seamstress, very good at that kind of thing. So that makes a difference. I wasn't aware of that part.
So this would have been about what, like 1973, 4?
Yeah, right around probably 73. Yep.
Your mother, she's kind of hard to spot in this picture because she has so much hair. Long.
She had hair down to like her ankles.
That's what hippies did. Yeah, so very long hair. Your dad, you know who he looks like in this picture? He kind of looks like Gene Simmons.
Oh, you think so?
But he has, wow, they're so young, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's really, they look really nice in their homemade outfits. I was hoping to bash them.
No.
Your mom was a hot piece back in the day, dude. I'm telling you, look at that. Look at the long hair. But your parents would at times want to be that nice couple at the church and invite a stranger or someone they were just slightly familiar with over to holiday gatherings, so that brought along some weirdness.
Oh, plenty of times. Or an estranged extended family member, which was almost worse in a couple of cases.
Yeah, that's dramatic.
Because there's history there.
Yeah.
I think would be more uncomfortable. No, that's going in the opposite direction that I intended. I would be more comfortable with a stranger than some of my extended family. Because they're wee-hoo. Yeah. Do you understand the term, Ashley?
Yep.
When I say wee-hoo?
I completely understand.
The only example that I could use in this conversation about oddball house guests would be the crying guy. And that was Christmas when I was maybe 14 or 15. One of my aunts, exactly what we were saying about your folks, Josh. One of my aunts decided to be that charitable Catholic or whatever and ask a stranger, mostly a stranger to her, other than the fact that they went to church together, to join us for Christmas. And my memory serves me correct. She kind of sprung it on us, or she just walked into the family gathering with this person. And we all thought, okay, well, who is this guy? When she explained why he was there, we all thought, oh, that's really nice. Sure, we got extra food. He can have something to eat. We got a few beers here. Yeah. Sure, nice thought on your part, Aunt Donna. But then as the night went on, we regretted the balls off of it. We all did. Because the man was an emotional wreck. And at one point or another, while we were all exchanging gifts, and he's just kind of sitting there being part. I think my aunt did get him something so he wouldn't feel out of place. Here you go, Roger. Here's your
that's wonderful.
pair of socks. And but that was as involved as he got because he wasn't a family member, and we didn't know he was going to be there until he walked in the door. At one point, while we were all exchanging gifts, he began to cry uncontrollably because he didn't have his own family to share these memories with. And again, in that moment, that was understandable, and we thought it was kind of sweet. But then it didn't stop.
Oh, no.
And you're trying to open up gifts.
He couldn't stop with the bawling and the crying. And then even my aunt, after a while, had a look on her face as if she was saying, okay, enough.
Yeah,
what time is it? Is the party over yet?
Yeah, you probably feel a little guilty opening up an Atari or whatever you get.
Yes, exactly.
This guy's having like the best and worst day of his life simultaneously.
I mean, I think at one point my dad and I were in the kitchen together, and the dude's in the other room just wailing, and my dad said, "Come on, pull it together." I mean, we understand. I hope I'm not coming off insensitive, but you can pull it together at one point or another. You're a grown person. Here's what people are saying about oddball house guests. Someone stayed over, forgot their toothbrush, and just upped and used somebody's toothbrush.
Don't do that. That's absolutely disgusting. Just use your hand. Or not your hand, obviously, your finger or something.
That's a huge mouth.
Fist your mouth.
Yeah.
That would be kind of weird watching somebody fist their mouth. Just covered in toothpaste.
Oh, it's like pouring out of the sides of your mouth.
No, I really want to see that.
You know, Ashley, we have the I don't, but Josh or Dana or Wapple have the technological skills. Is that maybe the...
Sure, I get where you're going.
To use that statement against you in the future where you just said, use your hand or maybe just use your finger.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm just preparing you.
Understandable.
All right.
Yeah, you probably start with the finger, right? And then you work your way up to hand, I'd imagine.
Someone caught a house guest going through their garbage.
Like Seinfeld where he ate the eclair?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, they were looking for food. Well, and again, not as if these people were starving to get to death. They weren't. They just thought they would take it upon themselves to go through the garbage to look for food that could still be consumed, food that should not go to waste.
That's what George on Seinfeld did.
Oh, never saw it.
There was an eclair at the top of the garbage, and he grabbed it, and he got caught. I think it was his girlfriend's mom, and they never looked at him the same.
Someone found evidence that their friend whacked off in their bathroom.
Don't do that.
Oh.
That's against every rule.
They found evidence.
They found evidence.
You're probably not going to ask further questions, but you can probably guess.
Yeah.
I promise you this. Well, two things. I'm never going to whack off in your bathroom.
I know you wouldn't.
Well, let's say I did.
Yeah.
There was just an itch that needed to be scratched.
Yeah.
Nothing I could do about it. You would never find any evidence whatsoever.
You would
like one of
burn
those-
the bathroom down.
Right.
Josh would be one of those crime scene cleaners that just makes the place completely spotless.
Well, but that would be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, you can't have it
make
smell
it too
like
clean.
bleach.
If you go into the bathroom, Josh, and when you come out, I go in and it smells like 409, I'm going to guess that you whacked off.
I'd call our, we're friends with the people at Scene Clean. I'd have them just crawl through the window. They could probably figure something out where they could take care of it, and nobody would ever know.
I know you wouldn't leave any evidence.
Oh, God, no. Wouldn't you guys be extra careful about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You call the people from Scene Clean from the bathroom again, Bitney?
Dude, we're going to have to get you a punch card.
It's Christmas Eve, man.
Oh, I couldn't have done that on Christmas Eve.
I know you couldn't.
No way. No way. No
Strange.
religious holidays. No way.
You don't like to get it on in any way, anywhere's near Jesus' birthday?
No, Easter, no, nothing.
Christmas,
Can't
Easter,
do
all
that.
that stuff, Jesus
Are you
stuff.
crazy?
Thanksgiving.
Well, let me tell you the story of Thanksgiving. It might be a little different than you think.
Weird house guests. I mean, some of this stuff is really, you must be out of your mind to do something. You're staying at someone's house, and in the middle of the night, you rearrange their furniture to improve their feng shui. Feng
Yeah.
shao, whatever the hell it is.
There's something wrong with these
Don't
people.
touch my stuff.
Normal people don't think that way.
No. Middle of the night, you're rearranging my couch? Don't touch my stuff.
I can't sleep unless the couch is over by the window.
Yeah, it must be one of those things, Wapple.
Anyone ever think about hiring a dog walker?
No.
No, that
like
freaks
walking
me
our
out.
dogs.
My boyfriend did that before he met me because he'd be
He
gone
was
all day. And no, he had somebody come over and
Oh.
walk his dog. And when he told me about that, I was like, dude, that's just weird.
What, was
I don't
it
trust
someone-
somebody coming in.
Someone he paid or just a friend that he knew had time available?
It was somebody, he went on like an app and paid them. So it was a complete
Really?
stranger.
Complete stranger
Yeah.
walking your dog. I wouldn't do that.
Me either.
It would, I would find somebody that I knew who worked nights or something. Okay.
We've got one of those in the neighborhood, dog walker.
What a gig.
And, oh, shoot. I've heard, like, I know, I don't know her personally, but a friend of mine does. And he's like, she's making some pretty good money. And I'll see her, like, with 6 dogs.
That's really cool. Like
So-
from
Yeah.
the movies.
That's how I had asked. I'm like, who's this lady that's got 6 dogs? He's like, oh, no, I know. I'm very familiar with her. She's a professional dog walker. That's all she does.
Hell of a gig.
She
Don't
walks
have to
dogs.
get your exercise
Yeah,
then.
she's got the whole neighborhood on lock.
Is it just like in the television commercials where it goes from large, it's a St. Bernard, German Shepherd, Lab, Spaniel,
Yeah,
a
there's a whole
Dachshund,
variety.
all the way down to a Chihuahua.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a bouquet, right? You get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, cool.
So here's a quick little anecdote on a weird guest, if this counts. Oh, yeah, okay. Someone gave their neighbor a key to their house because the neighbor offered to walk their dog during the day, and he did. But they later found out that he would also spend hours watching TV in their house with the dog on the couch with him.
He just wanted to get away from his wife.
Probably. No, dude. I thought we walk the dog and then you go back home. This guy's laying on the couch watching friggin' Sally Jesse Raphael all day long. And get off.
Yeah, when I became an accidental pet sitter for a lady, I used to have to stay at her house. I couldn't just show up 3-4 times a day or whatever it was. She'd want me to stay over and be with them all the time.
And that's what she expected, right? She asked you to do that.
Yeah, from the get-go, because she was a flight attendant, so she'd be gone, for days and days at a time.
Wouldn't it be something if you didn't inform her of that? How's my bird? And you say, well, when I woke up in your bed this morning,
right.
the bird sound. Oh, Ashley, you were
right.
right.
That was a good gig. She would stock her fridge with whatever I wanted.
Nice.
Yeah, she always hooked me up with that kind of
Ashley, you were right. I guess this guy who offered to walk the neighbor's dog, and then they found out he was lying on their couch all day watching television. He did say he was trying to get some peace from his wife from hell, he said.
No way.
His wife from hell.
Poor guy. Cut him some slack.
Just go to the bar like the rest of us.
Yeah.
She has control of his money, Dana.
She knows the number at the bar. She calls the bar. I know a guy whose wife would always call the bar. You're not always safe at the bar, Dana. Not always.
I love that sign at the bar where it's like $1. He's not here. $5. He just left. $10. Never heard of him.
Yeah,
I've never seen that. That's good.
Well, that's why the YZ American Legion, a lot of the older boys were upset when they put windows in that bar. They were.
No.
That was a windowless bar for many years.
That's dark and eerie.
They put some. No, they loved it because nobody knew if you could park your car in a certain spot, no one would ever know you were there.
Yeah.
And then they put windows in. The old timers are windows. I don't eat. Why would you want? Because they knew their wife could look in and see that they've been there for 7.5 hours when they said they were going to the hardware store or something like that.
And they walk out for the night or for the day, and they're like, when the sun hits.
Like a vampire.
Okay. How about do you give a weird house guest a break, Josh, when they're young and horny? Do you give them a break for their weird behavior when they're young and horny?
I mean, there's limits.
Okay,
Sure, you give them maybe a little leeway.
Dude had his 13-year-old friend come over, and that friend snatched one of his mama's bras.
Yeah, okay.
He just wanted to lick it or smell it or
At that
something.
age, too.
Yeah.
I can't say I'd be above such a thing. I've never done it, but I could see if one just happens to be sitting there going, I'm going to bring this home with me.
He just wanted to.
How would you take that at that age? I mean, you had some buddies that were
perverts,
questionable.
Yes.
If one of them, you find out they took your mom or your sister's bra, how would you take that?
I would be a little weirded out.
Yeah, definitely.
But I would understand.
You'd understand.
Would you have to beat them up, though? To show this is what you get?
That wouldn't make me that level of angry because I would understand.
It's that bad?
I have a buddy.
Oh, the urge is that bad. Yeah.
A friend of mine had a crazy hot sister and mom. And the age difference was perfect because when we were 8th graders, she was a senior in high school. So they had a pool. All their friends would be over.
Just
right?
straight up heat.
Oh, and it was absolutely perfect for
Yeah.
us. So, of course, we always wanted to be at his house. And it was like the coolest, they were a second parents to me, coolest family of all time. But one of our friends stole his older sister's panties, right? And I remember thinking, I never considered such a thing. I thought, what a genius move by this guy.
He stole his own sister's.
No, one of my friends stole our friend's sister's.
Oh, okay. To use them to masturbate?
I guess I never asked, but he could assume.
And you always thought, then you thought maybe that was a great idea to maybe steal some panties?
Well, I just never had the thought before.
Okay.
And a world changed for me. I'm like, oh, you can do something like that.
Just grab them out the
but
top
my buddy
drawer.
did not care whose sister it was. Didn't care at all.
He wasn't protective. And finally here on the conversation of odd house guests, this is just gross. Had somebody over, they had one of those little babies, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like a miniature human being.
Uh-huh.
I've read about them.
So you got a guest over, they brought their baby, and then they put their baby on the dining table to change its diaper. To change it.
You always ask.
There's food on the table. Folks are having some snacks, and they put this diarrhea-ass baby up on the dining table to change its diaper.
I wouldn't be able to help myself. I'd snap at that.
What are you, an animal in the wild?
Go take the baby outside and do it there.
First, shovel the snow a little.
Take the baby outside.
I would prefer if your babies were kept outside. I would.
It's good enough for the dog. It's good enough for the baby.
Oh, my gosh.
They're
a
always
little pet.
dripping and oozing something and screaming. It's just annoying.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Oh, God, I got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. I got to get to the gym.
You love blasting those lats.
What am I working on today? Is it lats?
Lats, yeah. And, well, you never skip a leg day. That's
Never.
for sure.
Yeah, I got to get those squats in.
I got to get to the gym. So we got to get going, but you've been a wonderful crowd. We've had a hell of a week. Hope you come back and hang out with us next week. We were talking about odd, strange, bizarre, sometimes even frightening house guests. Sure, it might be a friend of yours that pulled off something bizarre, but it also might be someone you're not that familiar with. Someone who got invited over by a friend of a friend or a family member. Josh and I have had horrifying experiences. Here's a listener, had a house guest come on over and spend a couple of days, and while they were there, they racked up a $5,000 bill in 2 days playing around with those phone sex lines.
Oh, man.
Wow.
5,000. That's a lot of masturbating.
That is.
I was always tempted to call one of those, but I thought my dad would murder me. I mean, it's not just the fact that I'm calling a phone sex line, but, we were broke. And if all of a sudden you had to pay $2 a minute or whatever it was back then, oh, God, I'd probably still be knocked out at this point.
I had a buddy in high school who his move was when somebody would be having a party, parents are out of town, he'd go dial the number and then just leave the phone off the hook.
Oh, that's awful mean. Mm-hmm. You didn't even get the benefit of it? He just to be a jerk?
Yep.
That was cold-blooded. We did that to the kids that we didn't like.
Yeah, I think that was usually the case.
Oh, so your friend also did it to the people he didn't like?
Right.
Because I would stop being his friend if he did that. But you considered calling it Josh, but you feared your father's retribution.
Oh, yeah. My father's retribution kept me out of a lot of trouble, I got to tell you. The fear of that.
Do you want to hear my phone sex story again?
Please.
Because I called it once, and it was terrible. It was terrible. I expected so much. I expected the commercial, the ad that I saw in the Dirty Magazine, and this is plain and simple what happened. I don't remember. There was some recording and some information on how I was going to be billed. Okay, let's cut to the chase here. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then I heard a click, click, and I could tell there was a live human being on the other end of the line, and she said, "Oh, yeah."
Oh, gross.
And you said hello?
Exactly. I said, "Hello?" And she said, "Oh, yeah."
That's all it took.
And I said, "Hello?" I was waiting for some just absolute filth.
Yeah, you want her to throw your name in there or something.
Let's try to out-filth each other. I'm going to say something disgusting, and then you say something disgusting. That's how I thought it worked. And that's how I still believe it should work. But again, I got 2 aw yeahs. And I said, "Hello?" And again, she dumps this on me. "Ooh, God, oh, Daddy, yeah." And I said, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. These were, at least my best memory, the exact words out of my mouth. I said, "That's it? That's all the effort you're going to make? Oh, yeah?" I said, "What a friggin' ripoff," and I hung up the phone. So I paid $11.23 to chew out a lazy phone sex operator.
Yeah, see, now that's not what the commercial advertised.
No.
For example, let's say I ever have some ED, right? And I have to get some pills delivered to the house.
It's never going to happen to a war horse like you.
Well, I hope not. But if I'll tell you, based on the commercials, if my wife is not laying there with a sheer sheet blowing in the wind seductively on a 4-poster bed just waiting for me to mount her, I want my money back. Because every commercial, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yes.
Why are the sheer sheets always blowing in the wind?
I paid $11.23 to verbally attack a lazy phone sex operator.
I wonder, you know what? Maybe that's the kick in the short she needed, and she really became something special.
The next guy probably blew the doors off the joint.
Woo-wee.
The next guy could not stop orgasming because of what I said to her.
Anybody know someone who's done that
No.
for a living?
No.
Because I'd imagine the gig is keep them on the phone as long as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd want to kind of have like an edging attitude, right? Like, oh, no. You can't do that yet. We got to do this a little bit longer.
And I'm good with that dirty talk, Josh. I bet I could keep any one of you on the phone sex line for over 2 hours.
I'll take you up on that
I bet I
challenge.
could. All right, let's get the hell out of here. It's going to be a wonderful weekend for everybody, we hope.
Before we go, happy birthday to Tyler at Lakeville Auto Body from Benny and Nick. Have a great weekend, everybody.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.